I am fucking sick of these bad Apple things being put forth as if they are demos.
Leave bad Apple alone.
With somebody, no, bad Apple. All these Apple things that are being put forth as demos, they're not demos in the same way that this is a demo.
They don't have to be demos. They're different demos. They're video player demos.
And movie players are movie players. That's it. If somebody creates a movie player and then they have their own animation in it, I'm okay with that being put in an animation compo. But I'm not okay with somebody putting another bad Apple animation in to an actual compo, or putting it up and saying, "Oh, hey, this is my demo." It's not. It's not the same thing. It's a movie player of somebody else's content.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not claiming that they
there are
did
people who are claiming them. Oh yes, and it's not only that they're being claimed as such. People are interpreting them as actual demos and thinking that all demos are movie players, and that is my real problem with it. Are the people that are unable to tell the difference because they're watching back on YouTube anyway. They don't see the hardware. They don't actually run the executable. So they have no idea that there's a difference between a movie player and an actual production that involves code. Anyway, they don't see the hardware. They don't. Somebody could say that this thing here that we're watching right now is just a movie, because they could have made it with a movie maker, with Microsoft Movie Maker or whatever.
People ask me a lot, why don't we just use After Effects instead of coding stuff? And I have to explain them the whole it's real-time thing. I'm like, is it interactive? I'm like, no, they're not really interactive. So why do you do them as real-time? Like, to demonstrate.
Because it is a challenge. And writing a movie player but it is a different challenge than making an actual demo.
Yeah, okay, but I mean, it's the demo scene. You can make whatever demo you want. If you want to make a movie player demo, you can do a movie player demo.
No, I disagree. I think that movie players should be...
Whatever happened to people being able to do whatever demo they want to do?
They can do whatever demo they want to do, and if they actually want to put in their own content, that's fine. But if they're going to show somebody else's content...
As long as they clearly say that it's someone else's content.
Not a demo.
Whoa, so, what did I miss?
Truck is saying...
PS being wrong.
Truck is saying that bad Apple demos are not real demos. They're just video players. Video players in old school platforms.
Yeah, well,
how many times?
No, sorry. On old school platforms, everything is cool. Fuck it.
Well, hold on, FRaNKy.
What?
You know this. If somebody was to enter this picture right here, this RoboCop conversion into the old school thing, would it get disqualified?
No.
Because it's a conversion and people clearly see where it's from.
Well, you know, it's
by that logic, there would be
colors. It makes
there was an uproar because
it uses the word substance
conversion picture into the old school compo, and he was then disqualified even though he had been voted #1.
What?
You remember at Revision a couple of years ago?
Yes.
There was a picture which I believe was done by Slayer, one of the Polish guys.
Yes.
And it was an actual conversion, and somebody recognized it.
Yes.
And brought it to everybody's attention, and it got disqualified.
Yes.
So Truck is outraged that you would say that this could be accepted as a proper submission to the graphics card.
I'm not outraged. I'm confused I'm confused if that is the case.
No, yes, you are confused. That's it. Yes, you are confused.
I mean, as long as people say the sources where they got stuff, I think it's fine. I mean, if you're doing a conversion, you're doing some work. Of course, it's not as meaningful as doing a complete original, in the sense that you don't invest as much.
Well, no, but I'm not going to restart about the entire revision picture thing. That yes, it was a conversion, basically what it is. What this, you know, this RoboCop scan picture into your, where Truck might be, you know, confused, is that he was comparing a graphics compo entry onto something on a platform which runs, which is a demo, because, you know, demos can be full of you know,
ripped content,
you know, and when it's obvious, like the RoboCop picture, fine, because the people know it. If it's not obvious, tell people.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, if you want to put, you know, a picture of that, of, you know, RoboCop waltzing around the room with Mother Teresa, people will know. I think they got it from somewhere.
Well, actually, if they put it, if they're both scanned images of, if it's just a pastiche of scanned images, well, there's a small amount of creativity that went into it. But if it's just a scan,
you know, people will vote accordingly, hopefully.
Yeah,
that's the problem, is the hopefully part.
Well,
I dislike it when people choose.
As we always, as I always tend to do that, and it's an argument which has been used a lot against on revision and not separately. It is that people are smart enough to see the difference, how much effort it takes to do a cube on the Game Boy versus on, you know, a Commodore or an Atari or something else. First, that people are smart enough to know the difference between the hardware platforms, that it works. You know, if you see full 3D on the Mega Drive, you say, I have, yeah,
I have no idea how that works, how that is possible.
Well, yes, animation. But yeah, so no, people will know the difference.
All right, let's take, for example, the demo that Elix used a couple of years ago, and they did a demo on the Super Nintendo. And it was a bunch of vectors, and it looked really, really cool. And a year later, we find out that it's actually a movie player. For a lot of us, we thought, well, you could have just done the vectors, and that's what we were judging, not that it was a movie player. So we felt a bit cheated, or that we'd been lied to a bit about it. And it's different from the whole Bad Apple thing, because, well, yay, it's yet another fucking Bad Apple animation that I'm going to have to sit through. I've never seen one of these again.
You don't have to watch it. You can go for a beer or to the toilet. Perfect opportunity to go to the toilet.
Well, no, I see that, you know, that when you think this is like all real time and blah blah blah, and then you feel, okay, fuck, we've been cheated. So I don't know the demo which you're talking about. I haven't seen it. My go-to would be, okay, what's in the thing, what's in the image, how large is the image? It's, you know,
I'll describe it to you. This is a black and white movie from some Magna or anime thing of
I can play it. I mean,
apple and no, do not fucking play it.
Truck will destroy the show if I play Bad Apple.
I will. Yes,
for illustrative purposes only.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude!
Just fast forward to the thing.
It's like, it's a black and white animation of an anime
song.
Right.
Okay.
And people converted those frames into a video for old school platforms, and it became a meme. So people did it for a lot of platforms, to the point where some platforms even repeat.
Okay, so is this also a movie part, or is this like
straight up movie part?
What? Completely movie, yeah. It's just like frame conversion all the way.
Okay. Well, having been a member of Drifters, every Drifter demo up to like the breakpoints were movies. They were just movies stitched together. You know, the Drifter's demo engine, sorry Clary for giving away your secret, was a movie player.
Well, but was it your content?
Sorry?
Was it your content, or did you play somebody else's movie?
Probably a mix of both.
Okay,
well, on this case,
I'm okay with.
On this case, Bad Apple. Yeah, Bad Apple is not original work. It's made by Japanese.
This is also a movie.
All it is somebody else's black and white anime being played with a movie player.
No, is this the thing that you're watching now or not? That's my question.
No. This isn't black and white, dude.
No, this is.
Well, that's why I'm asking, because you are confusing. You're confusing others. So no, if it's the entire black and white movie on a Super NES, you can guess like, hang on a second. Certainly, if.
The thing is, the technical achievement of putting Bad Apple playing on the retro machines is you have to do the frame conversion and you have to convert the audio as well. So the audio has to be different, the frame rate has to be different, and you are compressing a lot of data. That's the only technical achievement in it.
I am pretty sure if Pixel would do it on an 8088, people would go fucking hell yes, that's great.
He did do that, except when he did it, he was taking several movies from
like Tron and stuff, yeah.
From Tron, and he had that spinning guy that was a public domain thing, and he advertised it as a movie player.
But people who do the Bad Apple conversions also say that it's a conversion. Hence the word conversion.
Yeah, they say it's a conversion. They also say it's a demo. That's my whole thing here. It's a movie player. It's not a demo.
Okay, well, it's demonstrating the video player capability of the platform.
Oh,
how's that?
Look, now this is an excellent 4K by 704.
Yes, it is. This is much better.
And it's his first 4K, obviously.
Yes, it is. And I found it really sad that at Under Construction they merged 4K and 64K, because then this couldn't win, because it deserves to win. Because it's fucking awesome and funny.
It has scrollers like the original first demos. It has plasma effects.
And it actually greets RBBS. So
and it's not Bad Apple.
It's not Bad Apple.
It's a 4K. If you could Bad Apple in a 4K, I'd salute that.
I would also be impressed. I'd hate it, but I'd be impressed.
Aha! So you can approve of Bad Apple.
I can approve of Bad Apple when it is more than just a movie player. When it's just a movie player playing it back, yeah, fuck that shit. This is also impressive right here with the ray tracing portion. Yep. And this is the best part right here.
No one is shouting Amiga?
Well, if we were to shout Amiga...
Why, yes, you'd have neighbors.
You would... Yes, yeah. I actually don't. I'm at Klubi, so... But...
Yeah,
I
have neighbors on that side, but there's like 4 rooms in between,
so we're just old enough not to no longer shout Amiga.
If we were to shout Amiga, I would probably blow out the speaker thing.
The internet connection. It would all die.
No, we don't want to mess up the microphones.
This one feels very recursive.
Yes, it is.
It would be 7. That recursion and fractals are things he does.
That lovely calculated twisty thing in the background.
It's also a movie player.
No, it is not. I think that one's actually been calculated and then played back from memory, which is different.
I remember some demos from the Spectrum which include some animations in it, which are usually taken from random places on the internet.
There's one in the playlist later, yes. But it's not somebody else's content.
Well, if they take the animations from random places on the internet, it is someone else's content. And there were some flame wars over that.
There's a difference between a pastiche of somebody else's content and playing a movie that is known back.
I really can't understand your hatred for Bad Apple and random demo conversions at all. I mean, this Mega Drive one that started this whole discussion that we were having right now for the last 10 minutes was the Mega Drive stuff that Resistance did of this retro new wave video from a random French director who just did a music video for this song. And the whole point of converting it is that, like, it only used a very small palette, so they thought, this could properly work on the Mega Drive. So we are doing stuff for the Mega Drive. Why not do a video player for the Mega Drive? Do the frame conversion, have the song there. It will look more, you know. I don't even know what word to use. It's not
I don't
realistic.
know, but I'm wondering why you're saying that we should stop making demos.
We shouldn't start making demos. It's just another different type of demo. I'm not saying everyone stop doing real time, only do video conversions from here on. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there's a place for both.
I would say that there is a place for both, and the animations and the playbacks should go into the animation compo and not the demo compo.
But if it's running on if it's running real time,
the animation compo, not the demo compo.
I remember having this discussion back in the 90s for assembly rules that a demo would be disqualified if it played, if it had movie content for more than some seconds. They would be considered a video demo, and then it would be not accepted on the demo compo.
And I would agree with that. That's the way to do it.
It would have to go to the wild. Yeah, Alchemy is calling it the wild compo.
Yeah, wild compo. That, but not a demo.
Well, I still think it's a demo. I can understand your grief that it's not like a demo like the other demos are, but I still consider it a demo.
I categorized properly, and as long as that is the case, it's fine. I don't feel that we're doing enough to categorize them properly these days.
Well, I'm wondering what we could have on DemoZoo and Poet to say explicitly, like, this
we could shut down Poet. That would be a good thing.
Yeah, you wouldn't be upset about that at all.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be upset about that at all. But yeah, we should actually look on. I'll go to DemoZoo real quick here and see what it says for some of these Bad Apple things. And
well, I should say like 80% video. Well, how do you feel about the Commodore 64 playing back audio tracks? Like they are known tracks. That's acceptable in a demo.
I'll talk about.
No. Don't go there because you'll lose.
No,
because I mean, if you can't accept video players as demos, you shouldn't accept audio players as demos just because they are running on an old school platform.
Okay, let's take the third disc of the
Magnar's thing.
I can't remember Sensor. The Sensor design demo that the third disc had Smack My Bitch Up.
Yes, I remember that.
Okay. I was disappointed that Smack My Bitch Up was used. They could have used a tune from any of their musicians or asked somebody like Laguber. Hell, Laguber remixing Smack My Bitch Up and playing that back, that would have been awesome. But instead, it used the actual Smack My Bitch Up thing. And I was disappointed in that because as demo sceners, we produce better content and more creative shit.
Yeah, but this is the C64 thing at X, and at X everybody is again 15 years old mentally.
Okay, guys, time out real quick. I have a couple of guys that are followers from me, from Twitch, from other scenes, and they don't know what the demo scene is, so I want to explain to them real quick what the demo scene is.
It's not movie players. Just explain that.
So Truck summarized very well. It's not movie players. This is not movies. A demo scene is about showing what a machine can do in real time. So like playing a game.
What you can do on a machine in real time.
Yeah, what you can do with a machine.
Hello, strange people.
Hello, strange people. Welcome to the internet. So the idea is that lots of kids used to make these animations that run in real time, showing effects. and they generated a scene all out of it. We have regular meetings, which are called demo parties, where we have competitions for different categories of stuff, and it's all about digital art, mostly about making music, making graphics, and writing code for stuff that shows on the screen. So, and then there is the whole thing about different platforms, because the demo scene started originally on the Commodore 64, on the Amiga, the Atari, the Spectrum. Then there was a big surge on the PC scene, on the Windows scene, and nowadays people still do a lot of pixel shader stuff and shader toy and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's the short version. I don't know if you guys want to add something to this. No.
yes, we can add many things, but like, where do we start?
You go ahead. I want to apologize for sounding incredibly negative today. I generally try to sound at least a little bit positive, but I think I'm coming down with the flu, which is making me grumpy. I'll turn it over to FRaNKy, who will now explain what demos are.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the Oosting way, since the internet is a lot of fight, but I can do that. No, demos are small executable, small programs that you run on your computer. Can be Commodore 64, Amiga, PC, also consoles, handhelds, so your Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, 3DS, PlayStation 1, 2, 3. Name something else which is cool.
The Wii. We have a demo for the Wii. Let's play that
demo. No.
You don't like the Wii? You're anti-Wii?
Dreamcast and Naomi
Dreamcast.
arcade cabinets. Dreamcast. And thing is that it looks like a movie, but it isn't. So every picture that you see on your screen is calculated at the same time by the computer. So the stronger the computer, the more shiny it can be. If your computer isn't strong enough, you can fake it and play movies.
And now we have recursed back to the discussion that a movie player is not a demo.
Nope, it's not.
Dascon is mentioning the overhead projectors. We invented this platform called overhead projector, where you use the overhead projector and you change slide effects. They are being calculated with a computer, but are not.
Actually, so. No. You have OHP demos which have been pre-calculated.
That is true. I remember the stuff from was it Drifters that did it on Wednesday?
Yes, they've done that as well.
We haven't had overhead projector compos in a while.
No, because the only guys that did that released it, well, you have App Party and Bunsley still did them.
Mm-hmm.
We'd like to see Bunsley come back again, if for no other reason than to listen to me try to pronounce it.
Bunsley. Yeah, and if you don't know what a demo party is, you should go to one, and the best one to go is usually Revision. And I'm gonna take this wonderful opportunity.
No, the best one to go to is the one that you and your friends want to go to. All of the parties have their own good parts and bad parts. One of the bad parts of Revision is it's so huge that you can't talk to everybody.
Yeah, I'm stop you there. So you have, if you start with small parties, so if you're a party up to like 50-60 visitors, at the end of the weekends, usually weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you will have talked to everybody, you will know everybody. If you go to a big one from the first go, like Assembly or Revision, with 1,000 people plus, you talk to the people you know. You don't meet as many new people. You will some, but not all.
Revision has this thing for the newcomers, though.
Yes, there is this newcomer program where, you know, we give them, sorry, I'm a revision organizer, so I can say we. Sorry, they get a table as a special attention and some explanation how things work, etc. And if you want to make Revision your first demo party, by all means do, but don't wait for Revision. If there is one close to you next month, then go to that one first.
Yeah, just go to demoparty.net and you will see a list of demo parties that are coming.
One, and even if you end up knowing nobody, you sit in a corner and yeah, you have to be able to have to talk to people. You have to say, okay, hi, I'm so and so, and I've seen you, because people will do graphics on their machines. They will do music. They will do the code. And quite normally, when you're like, "Hi, this is cool. Can we talk? I like this." The people go, "Yeah, sure. This is how we do this. I'm so and so of Facebook." And you get to talk to people, and they will, in general, unless they're under like a really tight deadline, they will talk to you. So talk to people on Friday evening, not Saturday afternoon.
Dascon just put it a really, really good way, and that is that revision, assembly,
like a stadium tour.
What's the one that's in USkull? Those are like stadium tour, and underground conference, kindergarten, payback, stream, function. These are like those are like a when you go to a gig in a local bar or a CD bar.
No. You said underground conference.
I was just naming off the top of my head. Yeah, underground conference is more like.
Don't do that for your first demo party.
It's like a camping, camping tour.
Underground conference is probably not the best one to go to first. And in that same way,
party.
Yeah.
Not your first, but your third party. So you, so you know that. Oh yeah, sure. Where are the showers? Nowhere.
Evoke would be a great first party.
Who needs?
Look. Do you see like the barbecue grill outside? Yeah, and the tree you can sit on to cook your food. Yes. Don't sit on the right because there's a wasp nest underneath and we're keeping it. That's the underground conference.
Shiltier is saying that underground conference was his first party.
Yeah.
Well, yes, and see what has become of course.
So yeah, we're almost in time to the official start of the show. I have no clue what the hell I'm going to do with the show on the season 3. I want to change it a little bit because I want to make it more into 2 guests instead of 3 and having them discuss a specific topic instead of doing like interview formats into what they have done. I don't know if it will work, but I know that the 2 guests that I have today with me are the perfect test subjects for this because they can talk without ending about any topic that you throw at them regarding the demo scene. So I guess we can start already with introductions. I have with me FRaNKy of RBBS and Accession and 300 other groups. And I have Sir Garbage Truck of also Accession and also 300 other groups.
Also RBBS.
Also RBBS, yeah.
Everyone needs to be... all the arrogant bastards need to be in RBBS at least, no?
The arrogant bastards are FRaNKy and me.
That's it.
So yeah, all of them are in RBBS, so I stand correct.
Yes,
they're also all in Accession.
Even have t-shirts to prove it.
Yes, yes, we do. I was going, had I remembered my my webcam, I was planning on wearing my Arrogant Bastards t-shirt, but I also left it at home.
Well, at least I'm Orga snobbing today, so it's good.
I'm wearing my towel, and I have my Stream 9 shirt on.
Oh yeah, cool.
My Stream t-shirt got washed away. As in, it had like, the logo was supposed to be a blue cyber tree kind of thing. And now most of it is black, but you can still sort of see the outlines of the black, and then there are a few blue toppings on it. So it's like my own creative version of the logo. It looks pretty cool, but I only use it to bed now. So
it's get used. It's fine.
That's my sad story of my Stream t-shirt.
That's your sad story. So yes, so go ahead and further introduce your guests.
Well, I already introduced all 2 of them, FRaNKy and Truck, and yeah, we're gonna play some playlists that actually we should jump into that. So I'm gonna start with FRaNKy's playlist and see what we have here. Hold on a second, let's switch, and we have a classic from the Amiga scene. So. Was this the first demo that you watched, FRaNKy? Probably not.
No.
You started older than 92, right?
Yeah, it's 92, but this was released at a party in my hometown at Easter 92, the TRSI Easter Conference.
Wait a minute, in your hometown?
Yes, Leuven.
Okay, I was going to say, I can't imagine it being in the town where you currently live.
No.
Yeah, okay, got it.
No. It's I still have family living there, and
yes,
and the venue actually still exists. It's still a bar with new owners and blah blah blah. But this was a thing. Certainly, this bouncy thingy, boing, people went nuts.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is not possible.
No, you cannot do this. And then but when you have the Dragon Ball coming up in a bit, and I don't know, but this demo blew people's minds when it was shown first, and I think it still does. And coming up now, because this was 92, this system was just out, and vectors were cool, but when they got big, like this Game Boy, it was like holy motherfucking fuckballs. And everything is perfect because the light goes out, it has the image and the melon comes down, and the same thing as the Nintendo logo. It's like, yeah.
And it's 3D.
It's like fucking 3D on my Amiga. Fuck you, PC. We're better than you.
This is going to be interesting because there's a thing that's going to come up in my playlist, which I will point out. Yeah.
Now, also, while the Dragon Ball is going, so later, you find out that all this music is completely ripped from some vinyl techno record. Yeah. I have the MP3 somewhere, just with the file name Human Target Original Music.mp3. Because if you the module is ripped, you can find it on the interwebs. It's just playing very long samples, and it's an extremely nice remix, but the entire music is ripped. Yes.
Well, at the time it was normal to rip music as well, and graphics, like.
Well, yeah, but like at this level, because if you were not a DJ who would know this record, you would have no idea that this was coming from an existing record.
Mm-hmm.
Which I suppose goes to say that everybody should listen to more club music.
Go out more. Don't spend so much time looking at your computers.
Yeah, no, because first of all, it's called EDM now, and that's a name that should be forbidden. Because it's EBM, not EDM.
No, both exist. Well, actually, there are three of them. There is IDM, there is EDM, and there's EBM.
No, there's only one EBM, and that's it.
Well, I prefer the electronic body music to the dance music.
Well,
personally.
Yes, obviously, because we are old and have taste.
And then there's white metal, black metal, Norwegian black metal,
Christian metal.
I said that, white metal. Actually, white metal is you're right. There is Christian metal because that's slightly different from white metal, because white metal is basically black metal, just Christian based.
Somewhere I have an album of Christian parody music.
I think the real,
I actually know
more honest Christian rock might be more funny than the parody stuff.
I don't know.
Some of it is. Yeah.
I got somewhere from someone and like, cool.
Can't remember.
You were listing metal types. Do you know that?
Yeah,
that
that'll
YouTuber,
take all day. Well, that'll take us. That will be all day.
Then we have the whole pirate thing. I know there's a lot of metal. Curiously enough.
Metal, beer
and now,
what?
Silence. Best music ever.
I actually kind of prefer the remake of this that includes the. Yes, it's a cube. Oh my god, it's rotating!
Yes! This is a sucky cube! Oh look, it has something on the side!
Was it Virgil that did that remake? because this track is called Hypercube. And I can't recall. I'd have to go to Scene Set, which I will do.
Final Hyperbase.
But yeah, Final Hyperbase, yes. And it's a great conversion.
Epic.
And then, yes. I actually got this demo late because this didn't get spread on Usenet and didn't get spread on the boards in the US until I got a hold of it, at least that I know of. So I got a hold of this about 2 years after it came out, when one of my friends from Germany was blue boxing over to me, and he sent me this and Trash Can by WizCat and Metal Hangover, and basically about 20 or 30 of the early demos that I had missed because they just plain weren't being spread. Part of it being that some of the demos didn't work all that well on NTSC. Like, for instance, in an NTSC system, this scroller I don't believe appears. But, of course, the cube does, and that's the cool part.
Well, yes, because the scroller would be below your line if the...
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go for a real trip to Mars.
Yes, because a trip to Mars was a Thomas Lundskog demo back then. So which they're like, you know...
And they have streets in Mars.
There are streets and a building and, you know,
weird
signs.
little sign things.
And
trees! They even have trees in Mars.
Hang on, because there's gonna be shit coming by in a second. This was so cool 26 years ago.
It really was. This was so much better than Bad Apple.
Look, and the demo scene will teach you that this is a Swedish flag. You will learn the flag of nations through the demo scene.
Yeah, you will learn way more flags. You'll also learn that they various sinus patterns that can be used to make them look like they're waving in the wind.
True story.
No, just the font animations, man. I'm 64.
Well, yeah, you can do it that way too.
Just use font animations.
Care set animations rather than font, yes?
Yes.
Use the whole character set, yeah. I think I first saw that in a NATO crack throw on C64.
Mm-hmm.
I think I should skip this part.
No! Because it's gonna... There's like shit flying by and then it picks up again.
Why would you skip part of a demo? Other than the fact that it's Bad Apple and you should skip it because it's an animation. Don't skip demos!
Obviously.
Well, certainly not this one because now because this is gonna turn around and then fly away in its light source, then the music will pick up now. Listen to
and you can read that it says
s03e01 bass sample.
Phenomena 1991.
Yes. When half your viewers are that it's that is not so. Hello, youngsters.
It's like an extra long scroller
boring,
without text.
But I'll bet you that they watch television programs.
Yes.
I don't watch television programs. I watch demos because demos are much better.
But not Bad Apple.
Cycling.
Yes.
Do you watch the normal Bad Apple Truck? Like
no,
I've
never seen it other than in the demo things.
You don't
which
like
are
the track?
Animations. They're movie players. They're not demos. I misspoke. No, Matoikos, that you misspelled programs. Programs has MME.
Oh, the properly British way.
Yes, she's complaining that I'm being British, and then she spells it the American way.
Oh, no. Also, color is with a U.
I don't have a TV either. Good for you.
Color.
Programs.
See, because the records will be broken. You have like balls rotating with stuff on it. There you go. And it's special because you cannot see the other side of the ball, but it's there.
Later, the other side of the ball would be actually included, so that you could demonstrate that you could put.
You had it. You just did not want to show it.
No, in many cases, in the early days, your plotter, your dot plotter, might not be able to do that many dots. So it was a thing where, oh, my dot plotter can do more dots, so I can show the ones in the back.
And then you had unlimited bobs, which were animations.
I really, really like this ball animation, or here with the light shading. This is the first light shading that I saw that was really good. And now the part,
this is really fast. See, because this is like, oh my fucking god, the Star Wars crawler.
But it's blue instead of yellow.
And it's in vectors, so it's like double pull.
I actually never understood why this was considered to be impossible. But,
well, yeah,
I still thought it was cool.
Well, yes, and you cannot like, you cannot scale graphics without like, you know, jitters. But this is like smooth because it's flat in a single color.
The next scene that comes up, it took me a while, I was watching this after I met Photon, for me to realize that the Photon that they're talking about in this demo is Photon of Scoopex. And yes, I've met him, and he's still around, and I'm like, oh, him!
It's the same Photon!
Same dude! So that's why you read scrollers, so you can recognize when you know somebody that was mentioned in a scroller back in 1991.
Fake.
No, you have to have your own ray tracer back then if you want to be cool.
Yeah.
Every demo had like this ray tracing thing. It was like fucking cool.
And see, this is different from Bad Apple in that it's their own content that was animated. They created this and played it back.
You have to fake it to make it.
Yeah.
And this is like 3 frames. It's not even that much.
No, it isn't 3 frames.
Maybe it's like 5.
10.
They lost all madness.
It's like 10.
No. I'm pretty sure it's like 5 frames.
I think it's actually up to 10. I'm not sure.
No way.
No.
Doesn't need that much.
Of course, well, you know, this is like really bad YouTube encoding, so it could be.
Yeah, the YouTube encoding, actually, I'm thinking I'm seeing at least 6 on the left-hand side.
Yeah, but no, on the left-hand side, there's also like the last ball doesn't go away properly, so we're actually missing frames here.
I think it's free. Let's have a bet and figure out later who wins.
It is totally not 3.
No.
Okay, but I say 3, FRaNKy says 4, and you say 10. So let's see who's
It could be up to 10. It might be 8.
And why not Zoidberg?
Because Zoidberg sucks.
Finally, let's deal with some
now
rumors.
The shit throwing.
It's always important to have.
I hate you because you were looking at my screen while cookies and you stole my idea. See, because people back then couldn't flame on Facebook. They had to code something to throw shit at. Which made it extra personal because they had to put effort in it.
I just wrote this flame message to tell you that we are not at war with Dexion. You all suck for thinking we do. We are at war, we are not.
Yes.
Sorry Photon.
That's pretty
we
racist.
only allow Swedish members.
Well,
yeah, well,
remember,
but you know, back then you would have like, you know, every town would have its demo group. You would have all the members would be from the same town or village. So of course, and you know, read and spoke no English, I guess.
Notice the Razor 1911 ESA's party. We know somebody that was one of the organizers of that. It's a Ziphoid.
Oh, never heard of him. Who is he?
Never heard of either. Yes.
And we are streaming on SceneSet.
Yes, we are. And we don't know who Ziphoid is at all.
No, we have no idea. SceneSet? No. You mean SceneSet?
SceneSet, yes.
Sorry.
I forgot we were Finnish.
Yes, you have to talk with proper Finnish accent.
Let's inform everyone of the winners that we have today. This is a TPL demo. This is a TPL demo for the Amiga. Where they fuck up cubes.
Well, yes, and this is a final version, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, this was released at Revision, and we kinda politely asked the guys to release it for 3 years. It was never finished. And they wouldn't show us anything, and then we got the message that it was ready and it could be released, so okay. And the second it got uploaded into the party system, we looked at it and
there was a bug.
What?
You looked at it and what?
Yeah, no, I didn't look at it. I didn't want to see it. I just skipped through it quickly. But we saw it uploaded and went out and tried to go find it. Visit report. Just said, yep, it's in. It's in. And if you do that, yeah, this is gonna be a good year. And I did see some of it, but not all, because we got like 2 or 3 versions. And I know I told Truck to sit next to me for the Amiga Compo, and I didn't tell him why. But he had.
But you did tell me that it was going to be a good year.
Yes.
And you said that there might be something from some Poles, and there might be something from some Swedes.
Yes.
And there might be something from some Norwegians. I think the Norwegians weren't there. Oh yeah, but you did mention the Danes also. There was something from the Danes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, this is like the new Amiga demo, which is like heavy 3D and stuff. And still, this is probably on an 060 at 55 megahertz or 66 megahertz if they overclock it with an ice cube on top of it, or just fake it from WinUAE and capture that video. I don't know what this is from.
The typical graffiti greetings.
Typical? That's not all that typical.
They use it. It's used in a lot of demos.
It's used in some, but it's not all that typical.
And back then on Amiga, this was like, I don't know if it was new, but it was really well executed.
Yeah. Also, in many cases, the same font would be used, whereas in this case, it's multiple different styles.
Yeah.
As if you had multiple people actually doing the graffiti.
Behind the curtain of everyday consciousness is hidden another unutterably strange mental universe.
Recalculating the background, and then this. Because this part in the Compo version still had some bugs in it, but nobody cared.
No. Also, those folks that are thinking, well, this has really bad. I mean, why would you use all these polygons when you could just do it cell shaded or whatever? And the answer is that it's early enough of a CPU that actually getting that amount of polygons out of it is a challenge, especially animated like that.
One of the slogans for Amiga is just like software rendering. Yeah. You have no 3D acceleration, zero, nothing. You have to do everything yourself.
There was a question that was asked of me by some folks with this scene, and they said this scene was very difficult for them to watch because it wasn't lifelike enough. And I pointed out that, well, the challenge of it is not to make it lifelike, but it's actually, in this particular case, just to express something with that picture. It's the same type of thing as actually, you know, drawing a picture or using not photorealism, but say pointillism or something. Yeah, in many cases you want to get it as close as you can, but getting it photorealistic isn't going to happen on some things. This is the C64 version, yes?
Yes, it is.
This Amiga version was one of the things that was also sent to me in that pack by my friend when no, wait a minute, that's not right. I did actually download. I did download Desert Dream when it came out. Yes, I was trading at that time, so I did get this one because this was actually about a month after Human Target came out, isn't it? This is 92? Easter 92, yes?
Well, let's go to the zoo and ask. Doesn't be my preference. Yeah, Easter 93, April 10th.
93, okay.
The Gathering 93.
Okay.
So yes, yeah. It's more or less exactly 1 year after Human Target.
Yeah. And 6 months before a demo that ripped it off. Oh, no, 3 months. 3 months before a demo that ripped it off in assembly.
No, so I picked this one because I was doing this on when I was doing the Commodore compos at Breakpoint. And of course, you as an organizer, you know what was coming in the competition, and I played this last because it's with I think 15 minutes. It's way over the maximum demo line, but I didn't care. I allowed it. And you know, we had a great demo just before this, and people would just say like, "Yay, applause! This was the last demo of the competition. Like, this is fucking awesome!" And then the slide turned and said "Clonk Desert Dream" on the Commodore 64, and the people were like, "What the actual fuck?"
Well, that is. They actually told us beforehand that they'd done it. They had the posters up.
It was a secret. They said just yes. They were like posters hanging around the entire venue to vote for it.
It could be basically a hoax.
Saying, no, it was straight up. It was the leopard from later. But when you looked at it, you were like, oh yeah, that's a really cool looking thing. Yeah. I was back in the back of Breakpoint because Reed was throwing up in the bathroom and Clarence was very, very drunk, and so
he was throwing up in the single bathroom at Breakpoint because we had one.
They were both really quite. They were both in bad shape, and I was talking to Ed Helen, who was there making sure Clarence was okay, and I was making sure Reed was okay, and he's like, "Yeah, well, you know, we did a demo," and I was like, "Oh, it didn't show yet?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, it's coming." And I'm like, "Oh, what's coming up?" And he's like, "Well, you see the picture." Yeah, you know what that is. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did that. You did what? So, yeah, at that point it was like, oh, no wonder Clarence is in the bathroom drunk. Shit.
So, hard question. What do you prefer? Desert Dream on C64 or Second Reality on C64?
What's the second thing you said?
Second reality.
What's that?
You don't know. You don't have a PC, so you don't know.
Actually, I do like second reality on the C64. It's really well done. I don't get the hype of the PC version. I really don't.
Yeah, but we're talking about the C64 version.
Yeah, no. Of the two of them, though, I think this is a better thing, but and it is much better
to start with, Desert Dream is a way much better demo than Second Reality.
Yes.
Because you're Amiga.
It's so much better.
No, it is. It's totally better.
No. But by the way,
they basically are the same soundtrack.
Okay, so hang on for a second. So we just showed you Enigma by Phenomena. Basically, Second Reality ripped the demo off one-to-one completely. Got the idea there. Boom.
The thing is, Second Reality has this flow in it, which was what made it really famous. And Desert Dream was impactful in terms of technical. But
in the US, what made it famous was it was the only demo that had ever been made.
Well, that helps.
Despite the fact that Renaissance had made better demos previous to that, Renaissance being a US-based group, they were greeted by Future Crew. The Future Crew guys knew them, and despite the fact that, you know, Future Crew made better demos after Second Reality, Unreal is a much better demo. No, but yeah, this part right here.
I still prefer Second Reality.
This part right here, being able to pull this stuff off on a C64 is really. Again, we were talking about the dots in the previous thing.
This is all the dots.
This is also dots, and this machine doesn't have. It's quite a bit slower, and it's all.
And it's really hard to like address a single pixel on the screen. You have to go through.
There are a lot of dots.
Character blocks. Yes.
Matoiko's Second Reality has this music. I have come home listening where SceneSat is playing, and come in the house and oh, it's that stupid Second Reality tune again. Wait a minute. No, it isn't. This is actually from Desert Dream. They are so similar that if
and I have to say, the Citroen edition of the original music is like totally awesome.
Oh yes, Fanta did a fantastic job with this.
Mtronic is asking, wasn't Unreal before Second Reality?
No, Unreal was after.
Isn't Unreal a game?
Unreal is multiple games.
No, that's an
multiple
engine.
games have been called Unreal.
Oh, I guess you mean by Future Crew. That's
a much better. That's a better demo than Second Reality.
1 year before.
It is.
Yes, it's.
I thought it was after.
Assembly 92 versus 93.
So Unreal was actually before.
Yep, 92, 93.
Well, see, they made a better demo before Second Reality.
Yes.
I remember there was Unreal and Crystal Dreams 2, and then Second Reality came out, and everyone just loved Second Reality.
Crystal Dreams 2 is a far better demo.
See, I disagree. I like the pacing of Second Reality a lot better. I think it's a lot more engaging.
The thing is, No, it's people who tend to love the first thing that dragged them into something. And yes, for many sceners, Second Reality will be the first thing they found, they download, they whatever. But it's not the best demo made ever, by far. I'm sorry. And if I have to choose a version from Second Reality, I'm going to the 8K version done by 7. Revision a few years ago.
Yes, that was also good.
I personally love the Ponies version of Second Reality. That's pretty cool as well.
Yeah, that was actually good too.
After the source was released, someone made a Pony version.
So basically, like Schnapsgirls before Schnapsgirls.
Yes. Or Schnappy, the Schnappy thing that LB and Leia did.
No, yes, no, just no.
So what are we watching now?
We're still watching Desert Dream.
Desert Dream.
I don't remember.
Why do you not know this?
Yes, like Twitter.
I remember. I remember Desert Dream being a 3D flyby. I don't remember any copper bar effects in it.
You're an idiot.
No. There is,
I apologize for my intense ignorance.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a much better demo with good flow.
Desert Dream. People will remember like the fruit and the pyramid and the flying away spaceship. That's like the first minute of the demo.
Yeah, because it's 15 minutes long. So of course you only remember the main part.
What's the problem?
There is no problem.
Exactly,
oh look, cubes!
Yes, cubes with rasters on them, which is quite impressive because it's light shaded, and I'm not really sure how you do that on a C64.
I think you're actually reversing it.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what it is right there at the thing.
Oh, he's got really big balls, and he wants to show them.
Yes.
Balls touching, so this is totally gay.
No,
they're watermelons.
No, when you look
they're not touching.
They're not touching. It's not touching balls.
Yeah, they're almost touching.
Yeah,
they want to touch each other.
When it's touching balls.
A tunnel. Didn't we already see the tunnel effect? Isn't the demo looping?
That was a different demo.
Right.
You're like thinking of second, not reality.
So the second reality demo,
the
right second reality tunnel effect is like the music from the Desert Dream demo, but the effect is not the tunnel effect on the Desert Dream. It's the squared box tunnel instead. Okay, that makes sense.
Of course, it makes sense. You just don't get it. That's all.
I get it now. Now I understand. I didn't realize the music was inspired by Desert Dream though. So that's something I learned today.
No, we have taken on our mission to like tell you about stuff from.
You are destroying my dreams and my first love demo. I understand what you're doing. You're destroying my dreams.
Don't
well,
worry,
thank you.
PS. I have a Specky demo in my list.
Okay. Is it like a second reality conversion?
Is it what?
A second reality conversion.
No, it isn't. No, on that topic, I remember a couple years ago when the Atari ST guys redid Second Reality. And it was like the 8 millionth remake of Second Reality. And they were insisting that those of us in Finland, well, we had to watch it because we hadn't seen it on the Atari ST. And it's like, yeah, but we've seen it.
Okay,
we've seen Second Reality so much. It's a Finnish demo. How about it we watch some good Finnish Atari ST demos, like the stuff from Aggression? You know, seriously, there's good Finnish Atari ST things. We don't have to watch rehashes of PC demos on an Atari ST.
And of course, you know, this is not the credits column, so...
It's really difficult to realize this was 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's like... Damn, girl.
Yeah.
We're getting old.
I'm not.
We're getting younger.
Just like, you know, as your Skype picture says, you're totally not old.
That's right, I'm not.
Yeah.
Can I skip the credits?
Yes, you can.
Maybe.
But only after they greet our BBS.
Too late.
Now we do have to watch. Winter demo does not get played enough.
It doesn't. If people ask me what I think the best demo is, it's this one. Not because of the effect, but because of what it is.
Can you translate?
Yes.
Will you do it for us?
No.
It says translation of song text can be found in the info.
Yes.
Okay, lass uns mal mit dem Demo beginnen.
You need us to translate Pain in the Ass?
I saw the version with translations later on, and then I kind of liked it. I found it funny. But I mean, if you're not German, this is just, well, strange.
Well, it just means that you have to learn German.
I remember at the time the compo was very long, and we were all tired like hell.
This was a horrible, horrible length of time. There were, what, 34 entries? And it was only like the last 6 were really all that interesting, and by the time we got to that, it wasn't as bad as Freeze Point, but it was just, oh man. And also MFX and Keulers that year had, their demo was 14 minutes long, so this came, it was, whew. I almost put the X-Mix thing into my list, but I did not.
We have computers, which can be your computer.
So this just proves that German rap as an historic in the demo scene.
Well, yes. But you know, the thing is that, you know, the chorus is in English, which is what matters. We have computers which can be your computers, and they did.
I made the mistake of saying that it should be, we have computers that can beat your computers, but that is incorrect. It is actually correct to say which.
Yeah. So no, so basically this demo won because that's what happens when all the Commodore guys vote against the PC.
Or, as Kevin said, I guess we were having too much fun at our own party.
And
I have no problem with that. It's a party.
Well, I used to hate this demo. Now I tolerate it because I know it has. I understand the reason behind it. I don't really like it. I don't watch it, but.
Well, no. It's on like a technical level, it is subpar by far.
Oh yeah, it's not.
It's just the entire pair of 2 middle fingers towards like all the, you know, PC elite guys, blah blah blah. Fuck you with your Commodores. And no, like we have computers which can beat and have beaten your computers.
Excellent.
And you can clearly see, like, okay, we make like the music is this long, but we're running out of inspiration here. Because now we go into the parlando. It's like, yeah, dude, our computers are much better than your computers and stuff. That's what it is.
That's pretty much it. We have charts that prove it.
Yes. Like, you know, and actually, I think it's like the last one is like €1 for coding. Yes, who made the demo?
Yes.
But the ASC guys make the demo for them. So.
Die Jungs von FRaNKy waren sich nicht zu schade für diesen Scheiß, ihr seht's ja gerade. Nitro verkleidet sich gern als Porn und Toxi ist mit Lachgas ganz vorn. Respekt! Yeah!
We actually, I need to make sure that this soundtrack gets onto the Scene Set playlist. It will not remain in the playlist that long. We'll rotate it in and out, but it does need to be there.
Well, no, we shall make our own Scene Set shows. We shall play the Window Demo soundtrack now.
Yes, we'll put that in there.
This is the invitation for the most recent revision that's coming up this Easter. It's by Ninja Dev, and it looks awesome.
We should mention
it is very well synced, and I'm really happy that the team this year is We Have No Team. Because I've never been a fan of all the teams, unless it's EvilBot.
Yeah, EvilBot is awesome. I'm gonna let you do this, and I'm gonna go piss.
Okay. I really love that Ninja Dev did their whole tool for developing web demos, and all the stuff that they do is like so well synced and so fresh in style. I really love how their stuff.
The way it's synced. You could argue that in the end it's a little bit too long, but it gets away with it just.
Yep. And like it has great transitions. I really love that about their demos. Not just this one, but all the Ninja Dev demos, or most of the Ninja Dev demos that I've seen, they all have this really good transition ideas between effects. This time, we have no meta balls.
No.
So it can't be gay, because meta balls always touch, so meta balls are always gay.
Yes.
No lasers either, just revision.
Well, yes. I think a few days before this got released, some guy said on the mailing list, "Hey, can I do something with lasers at revision?" Like,
there are some laser projectors though that are pretty cool to do stuff with. And that could be like an interesting combo to just do stuff for laser controllers. But I think Revision has enough combos already.
Yes, I'm doing the timetable. We have enough combos.
Yeah.
I've just well, we're gonna.
But it might be cool for like a small party to have like its own kind of combo. To have like a laser.
Every now and then on a smaller party, you will have some guys who will come in and do a wild demo with a laser and then syncing to some music that they made, or being controlled by a 64 or an Amiga or whatever. Make it like whatever the fuck.
There were some Spanish guys, Markham, that did a few laser projector demos released at Euskal. I believe he did 2 of them, which was pretty cool. They did like his own drivers and stuff for laser controlling.
I forgot, but was it like a party in somewhere in Eastern Europe? There's always a group who comes with a laser controlled by a 64 in a wild combo. I think. I've watched this film a couple of times.
I don't remember what it is.
FRaNKy, did you mention how excited the guys were, the Ninja Dev guys and gals were?
I haven't.
When we were at Solskogen, the revision organizers who were there asked the Ninja Dev folks if they would be willing to work on the invitation. You know, there are possibly more Ninja Dev members than Pooh Brain members, although I'm not sure.
Close.
The credits is like
close.
10 people or something on each demo, which is pretty impressive. Like, how the hell do they coordinate all their stuff?
Yeah.
They sit on long tables.
Yes, they do. So, they were just so excited and so hyped to even be asked. Basically, we're running around the party place just going, "We got asked to do this. Oh, this is so awesome. This is such a huge honor," which it was and is.
Well, it's true. I mean, it's the biggest demo party, so it is a big recognition that you're doing cool stuff when people ask you specifically to do an invitation for the next revision. So I can understand why they were excited about it, and they delivered. I mean, it was a great invitation. So
yes,
respect.
Yeah. I should also mention for anybody out there that wants to actually have a go at it, that their Neen tool is available on GitHub.
Yeah, it's open source.
And you can use it to make your own demos or experiments or that type of thing. And
talking about great invitations, this one is awesome.
Yeah, because
Aliens ate my demo maker.
Because Revision has the thing that when it shows you the A-rank building, you know this is a Revision thing. And this is from Great Point, where it was the first time in the round hall, the Wunschport hall.
Which looks
so
similar.
This is where the building thing began.
Yeah.
You know, it actually took me about 2 years to realize that the Wunschport hall was why it was called that. I just sort of, I'm stupid.
Wunschport hall, a round sport hall. Hang on, it's a sport hall, which is round.
Gee, I wonder why it's named that. Oh.
Also, you know that there are like many of those halls around Germany. It's like a default type, and it's built in like 15, 20 cities have one, exactly the same one-to-one.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. You just copy paste, do another one there.
No, it's very German. It's like, yes, it works, we use it. but this one, soundtrack-wise, is totally awesome. This is every 90s raver that what should sound. Up the court.
Yeah, this was the time that MFX did the invitations, and I remember this one, and the Cold Inside was also a pretty memorable invitation that they did.
Yeah, you really, I remember singing the Code Inside for years with you at various breakpoints. PS would show up and he'd be singing the Code Inside.
The Cold Inside.
I think that something and no master plan is still in my. When I receive that show, I always play it. But that's from the remix. But still.
5 themes in a master plan.
Yes, that one. Something master plan.
Easter weekend.
It's a thing.
It's a thing indeed.
We have to call it Easter weekend, because if we call it Revision weekend, or then people will be like, well, it is Revision. Well, it's Revision weekend.
So this is the 8K version of Nexus 8.
Nexus 7?
No, it's called Nexus 8.
It's called Nexus 8. Because it's 8K.
I remember...
This one is called Nexus 8. The original is called Nexus 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. Okay.
No.
I remember one day I was at work, and I got this phone call from FRaNKy. And he said...
And you had a bad day.
And I was having a really shit day, but especially that day was really shit. And I didn't have tickets to Revision yet because I was having a shit month and all this crap. And
let me just...
FRaNKy said... Yeah, you go ahead and say what you said.
So no, because before I called you, I had a mail on the mailing list from... I think it was Blueberry. It said, yes, we're doing Nexus 7 in 8K. Will this be allowed in the compo? It's like, okay, I'm gonna wait 10 minutes, at least an hour before I reply and let this sink in.
Yes, please.
Yes, we'll allow
and
it.
He calls me.
The thing is, okay, but don't tell anyone. Like, I have to tell anyone. Who can do a favor with this? Okay, let's call Truck. Pick up. Truck, you're on.
And he calls up and he says, so, there might be a production that you might want to see in the 8K compo.
I can't say anything more
Blueberry
about it.
is making Nexus 7.
No,
and I was like,
no, I didn't say that.
You said something like that.
No. I said the Project 94 Amiga PC.
That's right. That's right. That's what you said. And I said, no fucking way again, because that's what I always say whenever somebody says something like this.
No. You were quiet for 20 seconds.
Yeah,
letting it sink in.
What could it be? It wasn't sinking in. It was my brain shifting from everything fucking sucks right now to this is the best thing ever. And I actually, at that point it was like, okay, I can make it through this shit because I'm going to go and it doesn't matter. I'm going to go and get there to see it.
So remember, kids, whenever you're having a shitty day, just get FRaNKy to call you and leak you an information about an 8K that's coming up on a demo party that you can't afford to go.
Yes.
And everything will be okay.
Actually, a modification of that we'll get into in a bit. But yeah, essentially you can, if you have creative people that you're following on Twitter and only creative people from the demo scene or whatever, or you just go to the various places where you know that creative people are actually posting things, it can be very uplifting. However, let's talk about the Shader Showdown.
Yeah,
the year that this took place.
Yeah, because Blueberry was in it, and he was in the Shader Showdown recoding the effects of this demo.
Yeah,
he's up there trolling people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a thing coming up. It's going to be this, and people were like, "Wow, that's amazing!" And it was just like,
if only someone would make like a remake of Nexus 7.
Yes.
FRaNKy and I are looking at it going,
like cool. It's Nexus 7. This was nice. And when he walked up to the stage, I went up to him and I said, I know what you're doing and I don't want you to stop.
It was even more impressive because we knew he'd done the things, but he's able to recreate them out of his memory. Not exactly the same, but basically it's like, oh, I remember what I did here. Yes, this, yes.
Well, he did struggle a little bit in one of them.
He did, and I did lose in the second round, but the first round it was just like, holy shit. And the second round it was really good, but at that point people were kind of like, okay, yeah, you're just recreating this stuff from Nexus 7. And
you're so uninspiring, you just come to think of old school effects.
As I remember, the thing that he actually went up against was actually really good looking as well.
Yeah, it's like in the second round the other guy had a better effect.
I remember there was this round where he tried to do an effect and failed and tried to do 4 effects at the same time and didn't have time to do them.
Yeah.
Could have been
Blueberry in the Shader Showdown is not about winning, it's about having fun. He just goes up there, hey, what can I try to pull off? And it's a lot more fun that way.
That's the right attitude to have. I mean, if you're not having fun, then it's not really worth participating in it. Do like Branch, go there drunk, recreate the effect that he thought of, and then pass to the next round and remember that he only had one effect prepared and have no way to proceed because he's just doing the same effect. Isn't that right, Branch? I see you on the chat. But the effect looked really cool.
Yeah, LJ is really good at the Shader Showdown. He's just... And Musk is also quite good.
Indeed.
But I liked Coupe's attempts last year as well. They were...
He was doing 2D stuff. We were all wondering, we were watching the stream, we're like, okay, so this guy made the library that everyone uses for doing 3D ray marching stuff, and he's doing 2D effects on the Shader Showdown.
Yes.
And this is 1K.
And made by 7.
Yeah. This...
We mentioned something about recursion and fractals earlier with 7. I remember...
Well, no, I was really happy for him that he finally won something. Yeah. Like, you know, something small as assembly.
Yes. Because he's been at assembly, I think, since... I think he might have actually been at the assembly where Desert Dream was copied.
No way. 7 is not that old in the demo scene.
Well, I think he might have been like 3 or 4, but I think he's been to every single one.
Every assembly.
Yeah, because he's always there.
I think he was only there after like 97 or 98. I'm not sure. I will have to ask him, of course.
The bad thing, FRaNKy, this is your king or ruler, dude.
Yes. So this is the.
I looked at him and I thought it was Donald Rumsfeld at first.
No, this was because Nordlicht was at the same weekend that we had our new king take oath and blah blah. So let's make a demo for shits and giggles.
You have Obama.
Yeah, so we have the King of Holland, Merkel, François Hollande, Elio Di Rupo, our Prime Minister back then, Obama, and the King of Norway.
And was that Putin that came in
and that
to
was
say
Putin.
something?
Yes, that was Putin.
Obviously.
I think we said, like, Gasman we did music, say no more. Moldy Cat did the dancing people, and I traced out the pictures, and Paula did the code. On like 3 to 4 hours at Nordlicht. He also said like, yeah, sure, we have like a fridge of free beer, come and get one. And in the end, we still took 4 crates home.
Well, even when I'm there, we generally take stuff home because I'll do something stupid like, oh, look, let's buy the entire beer section of your Belgian beer market.
Yes.
Didn't we spend 500 or 600 euros that one year going to Tomb?
No, I don't know.
Go!
This was awesome. This was the best thing ever.
As Revision and Breakpoint had this. When I saw this for the first time, wait, is this for real? Are they gonna start playing a demo now? But then you see the count and you're like, maybe it is for real. Maybe I should take advantage of this great opportunity.
Yeah, and we also emphasized it because we had the guy at the beam like had lighted his camera and said bye and walked off to give the hint that yes, it's real.
Yeah, they're actually the way that I have my setup. I can see the demo, and then I have FRaNKy and PS in the upper right-hand corner, and that's basically how this was shown. They had the camera on the beam team in the upper right-hand corner, and everybody.
Left.
Oh, they're all leaving to go pee and so forth. I guess I can too. And yes, 7 minutes was just enough time. It was enough time to get out, go pee, bring back a beer, get resettled, and you didn't have that whole problem of, okay, we're going to take a gap of 15 minutes or 10 minutes, and then Truck gets up on stage drunk and says something. Gets up on stage.
It was on Belgian TV in the 70s and 80s when they had like a gap. Like, okay, this show finished 10 minutes early and we have nothing because it's 1980 and we have no videotape of anything. They would put the camera in front of a fish tank and the show and the program was called Interludium, like interlude. So yes, we will make a fish tank.
That works. With clownfishes and stuff.
It works, and then I think message T101 like, okay, T101, we need music which is 7 minutes long.
That was unexpected.
I still have like an entire Evil Bot sample pack that not JCO made. With the samples used in this,
just in case of any future use.
I think I currently have like booze on my phone as a mess alert. So, No, so actually, the hardest part in this was writing 7 minutes of scroll text.
Yeah, because you didn't ask me to do it.
No. I didn't. But
you can see the hall behind.
Yes.
I think at one point you will have truck fishes swimming by.
Yes, I believe that I do show up in the demo somewhere.
We put that in there somewhere at the end. Yeah, you have like truck swimming by as a fish. But
I did see that, and people were pointing it out to me. It was quite cool.
Yeah. I have yeah. Oh my god. So same as with Ola here with where to go with the camera. And we had to watch through this for 3 times to see that it looked properly, ended properly, and the scroll text was long enough. Because we had to time the scroll text to be 7 minutes.
I had another thing about this demo, but I can't remember what it was now. Although people were saying that the stream skipped a little bit, PS, so you might want to check.
Well, it's green here, so...
Yeah, it's...
If it's rebuffering a lot, let me know, guys, and I can try to change servers.
It just skips every now and then, which is, you know, not the best encoding ever, I guess. So with this high frame rate, frames can skip.
You know, when you use high technology, as this demo clearly uses, it's normal that there might be some frame skips.
Yes.
It's all the calculating of the shadows that takes more.
Yes, and like, you know, all this real-time fish bladder movement.
Did T101 do the music for this?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He was branching out from his metal scene thing.
No. This becomes very metal in the end.
Ah,
See?
Here he comes. Yeah.
Here we go. It's like
oh, it is DV101 after all. Shit here is asking if the fish swam through the glass. That might be possible.
And looking at this, the hall was empty, and well, of course we pre-advised the info desk that, you know, people would come in to get beer, and you could actually see an entire spike in beer sales when the demo ran.
It might be the only demo where you want people not to sit there and watch it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm waiting for the fish trucks, or the trucks to see.
Yeah, I see. There haven't been any fish for a while, so I think I do show up here fairly soon. We only have a minute left, so
yeah, but it's pretty much at the end.
I might be actually in the trunk. I don't remember.
No, you kind of swim by, like an entire school of you.
Okay.
The school of trucks.
School of me.
School of trucks.
That's not a truck. That's still not truck.
It's still not me.
No trucks. Still not trucks.
Did you miss it already?
No, I don't.
Oh my god, the truck is a lie. There's the truck.
There I am. Yes, there I am.
Frame skip. That was the video. Ooh, silence. That's so silly.
And that
a virtual piss break.
That's revision in a nutshell. C64 booze pants off.
And this is something I made for Function this year, because I've because I wanted to just do it and prove it to myself. I've started C64 coding. And my idea was, okay, if I can get a scroller and a logo and some music, I'll be happy. And currently I have a logo, a scroller, a 2x1 scroller, and sprites, and a stable raster bar. So I'm still ahead of schedule. and that's basically it. This is a rehash of my the assembly seminar and some and the spoiler I made on Evoke. And I reached out on Facebook, hey, I need music, and then Doc came forward. I have this game music here I haven't used. You can use it, and it's what's the game truck, you know this?
Yeah, I do.
Lotus 2?
Yeah, this is Lotus 2, yes.
Yeah, Lotus Tower Challenge 2 on the Amiga.
Okay.
And that's
it. So FRaNKy, was 664 your first computer, the one you learned programming?
Yeah. My dad got one in 83, 84 to do the accounts, and, you know, I got the joystick.
Did he ever actually do any accounts with it?
Yes.
Because most people say that, you know, their parents bought it.
No.
It was only for games.
It was we had a word write, the text editor. We had a printer. There was multiplan for spreadsheeting.
Ah.
Yeah, you know, multiplan for when Excel didn't exist yet.
The good old days.
Yeah. So it was effectively used, and when the PC XT came into the house in '86, I got the old computer to play with, and the world still regrets it. And so yeah,
So are you planning another C64 demo next?
Yeah, I've been pre-calculating in Excel some effects for 4K.
Okay.
Because, you know, you cannot calculate on a 64 because you have no time. So you just use a table of numbers and you use Excel to create the tables and the sine waves, and then just go from there.
Okay, now this is important because now we've gotten to the part where it's welcome to my show.
I thought the whole show was your show.
This part in particular is mine.
What? Because he has Mexican wrestling demo?
Now, P.S. Why would there be Mexican wrestlers in a demo?
I thought it was because there was a Mexican demo scene, but clearly I was mistaken. I was led to believe that this demo was actually from a South American group.
No, North American group.
That's even worse. Why?
Now, what country in North America would they have been from?
Canada?
Oh.
It surely wouldn't be the U.S.
Right. What country would Mexican wrestlers be in a demo from? What country would that be?
Mexico?
Very good. This is from the Mexican demo group, Delabu Alama. They made several demos. I think most of them, when they competed...
That's Flash Party? In Argentina?
This one, I believe, won... Yeah, this one won Flash Party. They also won Coven 96. I believe that was in Australia. And,
yeah, Coven was in Australia.
They won a couple other ones, but they always competed outside of Mexico because there weren't any parties in Mexico. This was a problem back in the day. Most European parties did not accept remote entries, which was understandable because they would have received far too many of them to actually be able to have them. But it was very difficult if you lived outside of Europe because you didn't have a place where you could compete. So it did sort of limit the acceptance or the growth of the demo scene outside of Europe, at least in my opinion.
This just reminds me that history is written by the people who win.
Or the people that have control, yes. I'm not saying that, that, you know, obviously they won with this demo, but I've had numerous people. I remember Plek was saying at one point, oh, there weren't any demo groups in Mexico. And I'm like, yeah, there was. Delabu Alama. Another thing about it is if you go to scene.org and you find the Delabu Alama folder, you'll find all of the source codes also to all of their demos, which they're early Windows demos and late DOS demos.
Which is nice of them, you know, being open source and stuff.
I did not. We did capture Barbie Meets Eazy-E again, which is my favorite Delabu demo. But we didn't. I didn't choose that one because of the fact that really the best part of that is the hidden part, and we didn't capture the hidden part.
That sucks.
I actually can't remember how to get to the hidden part.
We have to edit the executable and try to figure out how to.
It's not that difficult. It's just I think having watched it, I think I actually remember how you do it now, but I'd have to go over to the DOS machine
and try it.
The machine that this was recorded on is actually about 50 meters from me at the moment, and we are going to try to capture some more demos.
Of course, this is a fake demo because it uses video footage, right? And it's not original. Or maybe it is the original. Maybe they're the real person.
You'll notice that it's not just that portion. It is not only showing, say, Wrestle Kingdom 12, which would have, I mean...
Maybe that's the whole group right there. They are wrestling that. Maybe that's the whole
but this part in front are this part and the other effects add to it. It's an enhancement, and if it was only the wrestling being shown up there with somebody else's music in a DOS video player on a 486, which this would have, well, this was an early Windows demo.
Anyways, moving on to Norway.
Now we're going to talk about another thing. This was released in North America at a North American party called NVC. And this is controversial because it's a 4K. Now, I'm going to shut up here and listen to the music because it's great.
You can't.
And the reason this became controversial was because it used some of the default Windows files as source material for the synth in particular.
Only the synth. Only the music.
But it's not like he just used the sample. They actually
they modified
reshaped
it and so forth. Not to mention the fact they were also using libraries in order on the system. It wasn't just 4K of code that generated everything. It's a fantastic demo, and there shouldn't have been any controversy about it at all. But I believe Breakpoint immediately afterward, the next year, they were like, you cannot use anything that is on the Windows machine other than your code. And it's like, yes, you can. You can use the libraries. Well, yeah, of course you can use the libraries, but nothing else. Whereas Solskogen was like, we encourage you. You will get extra points to use if you use extra shit off the machine.
Actually, awesome. we're as I said, we're like updating timetable and rules. And that entire thing off, and we will delete everything from the Windows Music folder. Actually, came up for revision in the rules. Like we still keep this.
Yeah.
So
that's how controversial this
and now because Windows 10 no longer has this folder, we have to update the rules to do that. So yes, this.
But I mean, the original idea of the 4K is that you can run the 4K on the machine as with the original install. So if the machine has those files, you should be able to use them because it's there for everyone. The question would be if you would go to another version of Windows, you would not have those files.
I understand the argument that when you're using a 4K who is using a DLL of 35 megabytes in size as a resource folder, you can say, well, okay, it's not really a 4K anymore.
Yeah, I disagree. I have this argument with DDT all the time because DDT will say, well, PC 4Ks aren't really 4Ks because they're using the DLLs and they're using the Windows things. And I'm like, no, bullshit. That's still 4K of executable code. Not to mention the fact that guys like Loonies do both the Amiga ones, which are not using the system things, and the PC things, which are. And his argument tends to be that they don't know how, and well, obviously they know how. They're also impressive as hell. That's
the thing with the PC libraries is that you keep having to install the latest redistributions or specific ones for the specific demo, and at that point it doesn't really. You have to pack it with the 4K, or people won't know what to install. And that's the point where it becomes a little iffy if we should really allow that or not, but...
Okay, I have to stop you because this is really important. We have to listen to this one. This is a great demo. We have to listen to the soundtrack. And no, FRaNKy, do not interrupt.
Okay.
Grafiken blir och rava, men det driter vi i för vi är Ivory. Åh, för vi är Ivory. Hej.
Okay. If you are Norwegian, you will understand this demo if you were on the Amiga scene. Everybody else is going, what the hell? But if Arcane and Slummy are drunk enough, they will sing this in front of the stage. It's awesome. Basically, this demo was a joke demo which was made by some other groups about the group Ivory. It was not made by Ivory. It's making fun of the Ivory guys. And when it was actually played at the demo party, the Ivory guys just loved it. They were just like, oh yeah, this is awesome. The lyrics in Norwegian basically say, we can't code, draw graphics, or do music, but that doesn't matter because we are Ivory.
Now, because of this, I went into my beer fridge behind me.
Yes, arrogant bastard ale. I should have one, but I think I'm coming down with the flu.
I want one of those.
Now,
has to be really nice at Easter.
Okay, I shall.
FRaNKy, am I correct? You still have not seen this demo all the way through?
Of course I have.
Okay.
I actually got this demo when I was mail swapping in 1991.
Okay. For some reason,
I got it from the main spreader. I was like the first 50 people to have it.
Right.
The world.
Right. Okay. Well,
I have that also.
I remember a conversation where we were discussing this and Voyage. This came in second, Voyage came in third, and that demo from Alcatraz came in first, Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And you prefer Odyssey because with this demo, you were saying was just too much movie-like. There was some... I don't remember what it was.
What the hell was Odyssey then?
No.
Odyssey was like a space opera.
Odyssey is the movie one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Odyssey is the 45-minute 5-disc demo.
The thing about this demo...
It just flows. Perfect.
It flows really well, and this demo, I had been talking to people in the States for years about let's make demos, and they didn't want to because they didn't see the point. After they saw this one, they were like, holy shit, we need to make a demo. So that's part of the reason why this demo matters so much to me. The other thing is, most of the effects in here, in fact, I've never seen bouncing B-splines after this. The thing before with the angles, I didn't see that used until the Schmerz demo. I can't pronounce that one. Okay, we'd seen Glenn's vectors before, yeah. But 48 faces is a lot.
So also because we showed in my playlist like Human Target.
Yes.
This was released 4 or 5 months earlier.
Right. So there's the
to give you an idea, because you would say Human Target is like fucking cool and awesome, and first, no, actually this one is cooler.
Some of the things that you were talking about in Human Target, like the jelly thing. The jelly thing was actually done in this demo first.
Yeah.
Elastic vector spline.
Yep. Now the question is going to be: is it going to
be fucked up or not?
Yours was fucked up, wasn't it? Mine was always fucked up.
Yes. It's not. Yeah. Excellent.
This one is fucked. Yeah. I don't know where this copy came from, but now you can only find this copy on the net. Yeah. You can't find the fucked up copy. But our copies.
Wasn't it dependent on the machine that you ran?
No,
if it was like with extended RAM or something.
Your machine was always a basic 500. You had nothing else. If you were lucky, you had some fast RAM. If you were lucky, if you're totally awesome, you had 2 megabytes of RAM in it.
This demo itself does not run properly if it's run on an accelerated machine, and if it doesn't have, if it has real fast, real chip RAM, it's happier, but it will run with 512 fake. Or is that, I forget. Anyway, there's a, if you try to run this on an accelerated machine, it will not run. It will say this demo does not like Axle.
Yeah. Switch off your accelerator cards.
So, did we see the twist scroller yet? Or yeah, we did see the twist scroller.
Yeah.
That was the first twister that I ever saw, and I didn't see twisters for a while, and now we see them all the time. And I remember talking to Garguy about this effect. He was mystified by how this effect actually worked, and I was, when I watched it, I was like, well, it's fairly simple, but looking at it more
just
closely,
take pixels, just take pixels from the side.
Yeah, it is. It looks like, oh yeah, sure, I can do it. No, you can't.
Yeah, and that's.
And then it slides into this, and then
the transitions on this and the syncing is
and then the most epic syncing in like what, 10 seconds.
Yeah. Also, before this, all the vectors that I'd seen, they did not have that extra the blur on them. This was the first time that I'd ever seen blur, and this ran on an NTSC machine also, because, well, it was time. I believe it was using as that. I really like that. I really like that transition. That's just a fantastic transition. And this.
Boing.
Bouncing balls.
Yes.
Of course.
And fairly decent physics simulation.
Yes.
But the best part of it is the hand that's up in a ring.
And a year before Future Crew.
Yes. So much. Whenever I see screenshots of the Future Crew thing, I always think, oh, it's a screenshot from Hardwired, and it never is.
Yeah, it's either Hardwired or Desert Dream or Enigma.
I love this hand. That just
this wipe.
Yeah.
Like sweetly plump.
This ice vector. Basically, pre-calculating, and then.
So this is real time, and now it becomes fake.
Now it's playing back the animation. Yep.
There's a on the first Mind Candy DVD. There's an excellent commentary track on this demo.
Actually, this is yes, it's a cover of Panther. I remember reading an interview with Jesper Kuud about this, and he was saying, yeah, somebody even covered this song on the C64, and I'm like, dude, don't even try to get away with that crap. We know that you actually covered Whitaker. But yeah, here's the Jelly Cube, the first one. It was about 5 or 6 years before I realized what this effect actually was. I missed that this was using the lighting from that. The sprite in front is actually the
source,
the light source. Yeah, I didn't catch that. I thought it was just really well colored and everything. But then it was like, oh, shit. Sorry.
Yes, never twice the same color, man. You couldn't get the color.
That might have been it, although it was on a 1084S. So.
Yeah, so same as me. In the Philips version, the CM8823, but still the same screen.
I think the one that I actually had was a Philips import.
Yeah.
All I know is that I pretty much immediately, when I switched mine into PAL mode so that I would have the extra lines to work with. And of course, watching the demos in PAL and so forth. I had a utility, still do, called boot PAL, damn it. Because if you initialize the Amiga before Intuition starts, then it will say, "Oh, I'm a PAL machine." But if you change the change the register from NTSC to PAL after Intuition.
Intuition is basically the workbench operating system.
Yeah. Or the thing that, your CLI, everything basically dealing with your main...
Your CLI, your shell, your workbench is Intuition. Internally it's called Intuition.
So you would have a PAL screen, but since the system thought it was still an NTSC, you couldn't actually drag the window to use the bottom 25%, which was annoying. You had the extra room, but you couldn't use it. So I had, again, this utility, boot PAL, damn it, just so that it would actually do the damn thing.
Could you actually see the stuff that was only made for PAL in the US? Didn't you need like a special monitor or something?
No. Most of it would run. On the Amiga, most of it would run. On the C64, it got difficult because the timing on the C64 was you didn't have as many
different
cycles.
Yes.
And but yeah, like we never saw the open borders, and most of the time when we saw raster bars, the rasters were actually wrong.
Because of
the timing was off on them. So most of the time. I actually didn't see stable rasters until I got to Europe. And most of the NTSC intros, the crack-tros and so forth, they didn't have stable rasters because they didn't know it was a thing. They just put colors up there and it looked neat. And that's how I did it too. Although FLD, I actually, we could do flexible line display, which is a thing where you could, you increase the bad line, which is a thing every 8 lines on C64. You increase the bad line so it took longer. And I did that with timing loops rather than with actual stable stuff. Hardwired, one of the best demos ever. This is one of the best demos ever, too. This is We Have Molotov by MFX. P.S. Can you tell us what you did when you saw this the first time?
I wondered how the hell they managed to access stuff that was on my machine, on my desktop. Because it checks, if I believe correctly, this checks all the images that you have on your machine, and it shows them in the demo. So if you have some weird stuff, like you forgot to delete your porn directory, it shows a lot of porn, for example. I'm not saying this is what happened to me.
No, you didn't have porn. What you said was, hey, why are you using this unreleased TPOLM picture?
I don't even remember that, but I believe that to be true.
Other people did say, yeah, that's really lame, putting in some nude pictures of Britney Spears. Well, I know what you're looking at!
How the hell did you rip the demo that I was about to do? But the concept is nice to reuse the stuff that you have. And it's not the only demo that does that. There were some other demos that did something similar. Even query stuff from the internet and getting results from the internet and showing it there.
Or using stuff in the Windows sample directory. Anyway. Yes.
Fucking Stulamers.
Fucking Stulamers. Also, I love the lyrics in this. It's time to kill party people. Anyway, I think we did... I'm not sure if we did this live in face or not. I think we talked about doing it.
Well, this is inspired by the bar with the same name.
Well, not exactly. Yes, but you know Molotov is Finnish.
I know!
So, that's
I know,
really
it's Finnish.
There was, yeah, exactly. There was Dead Meat. There was this member in MFX who made this moonshine that was called Molotov, or they called it Molotov, or nicknamed it Molotov.
So when this was released, they also gave out bottles of Molotov with it. I took my bottle of Molotov with me on the plane several times, until DDT pointed out that, you know, that's a bottle of Molotov. Yes.
And it's illegal to have on planes.
You know Molotov is a bomb. Oh shit! What am I doing? Okay, that's not going on the plane with me anymore.
You better drink it before you take it on the plane. 96% volume.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we didn't do that.
You should mix it with stuff.
P.S. This is the demo.
Spectrum demo.
It's Spectrum. It's one of the best Spectrum demos. This is
with socks. I don't remember this.
It's a movie playing about socks.
It's not exactly a movie. You see, there are other effects. And actually, the socks, I believe, were actually recorded by somebody.
This is by Screw You, probably, no?
No, it's not. It's by Elf H.
Okay. I don't remember this. Pedo Bear.
Yes, this is a great demo.
I don't remember watching the original, but I actually think VC played this once when he had that show at playing retro demo stuff.
He did. This was one of those, I believe. We also showed it a couple times. We had it. Nosfa had it on his Specky, and we watched it at Klubi at least once.
People are asking for the exact name on the chat. Can you tell us?
Yes, I can. As soon as I remember what it is. I believe it's the Dream of the Talking Socks, but I have to look it up. I also have to do something really, really fast, so just a second.
One.
When socks stop speaking, they become just socks.
Well, at least you don't have orphan socks, because we have a big orphan sock file.
The show of Speaking Socks by CPU. It was released at DHalt 2008. I will post the link to. So, did I just fuck up stuff? Yes, I fucked up stuff. Now it should be fixed. Of course, when Truck comes back and he will see the Puat link, he will go, "Oh my god, why did you link to Puat? I should have linked to Demoscene." So everyone should talk very fast so Truck doesn't notice.
Oh no,
and now we are pre-calcing for a very long time. What are we pre-calcing? Check real quick. We are pre-calcing Syntax Infinity and MSX2 demo from Breakpoint 2009. Okay.
No.
I never had an MSX. I have no clue what they can do. I didn't even know they had color. I thought there were only like 8 colors or something like that.
No, you had multiple versions and iterations of it. You have the 2, the 2 plus, the whatever. You have with different memory. And then MSX is a platform, so you have them from multiple vendors.
Okay.
They were also big in Holland because Philips made them, and in Japan you had like Toshiba, but you had like no. Basically every company could say, "Hey, let's make an MSX. Let's follow the standards." And you would have some variations in memory and stuff, but...
Well, that makes it hard to share your demo. I mean, if everyone has a different MSX, it's a bit hard to consolidate.
No, it was like, just say, okay, use this chipset, use this CPU, and don't fuck it up. And I'm not the MSX expert, but I didn't really hear of lots of incompatibilities. I can be wrong, but talking to some people who know more of it than I do, I haven't heard them mention it.
Emergency over. What were you saying, FRaNKy?
We were saying that the MSX is the best machine ever. Evil is actually saying that it's a better version than the Atari.
The MSX2 is probably the best Z80 based 8-bit computer. The MSX1 is a bit less full-featured. But yeah, the MSX2 standard produced a lot of really good machines.
I was saying that I didn't even know that the MSX had color versions. That I thought it was all like 8-bit colors.
I think you're mixing up with the Sinclair stuff, not the MSX stuff. The
MSX1 has a fixed palette, which is a really fucked up palette to draw and draw pictures in. It's very green and purple heavy. Doesn't really. It has one blue and one pink. Doesn't even have red. But the MSX2, I believe, has 256 colors available. And yeah, MSX2 is it's a really capable machine. Was popular primarily in Japan, Korea, Finland, the Netherlands, and had a small following in Spain. Also, it was available both in Australia and in the US, but in the US it mostly got used in hotels, where you would see, even up until the 2000s, you would see some hotels that used it for their on-screen reservation system.
What?
Yep, it was a Spectra video machine that was used in a lot of hotels. They would, it was just what they had.
What the fuck? That would have been interesting to see.
The same Spectra video, I believe Citrix actually has one of those. See, it had a built-in joystick. I always wanted one because it had a built-in joystick, but yeah. This has a fantastic soundtrack, and I don't know where the 3-State guys went. Missed them. There were some great 3-State demos. This is one of them. This is Melrose Space, and I really like the soundtrack.
Is it by Vic?
Yes.
Is it animation?
No, I believe that is not an animation.
Oh, it's not. Could be on Amiga.
Yes, on Amiga this could be an animation.
But this is PC.
This would be the part where TBL would be loading or what might be showing the animation so they can pre-calc the next part.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't have a problem with that as long as it's their own content.
So everyone, if you really want to piss off Truck, just do another Bad Apple conversion and call it a demo.
Yes. Do more Bad Apples. They're fantastic. Everybody loves them. Let's
submit it to a party that Truck is going to. And just put like a note for Truck. And then another Bad Apple version. He will love it.
Yeah. We don't have enough issues already. Anyway, yes. Melrose Space. Vic.
I really love that effect that they had, the blur effect they have over the 3D. And I don't think this is 3D accelerated. It might be, but I don't think it was. I think it was before that.
No, I don't think this is 3D accelerated. I think it's
it was already Windows.
Unlikely.
In the period where we started getting
3D acceleration cards.
Voodoo cards, but it wouldn't have been. It wasn't a Voodoo demo. And my boyfriend can make you disappear.
Can he now?
And I think they sampled everything from Melrose Space, from Melrose's Place itself from the series. I believe so. I'm not sure.
I almost, after this one, I almost put the romantic demo, but then I decided no. I want the romantic demo, and I was like, maybe we won't.
The playlist. This is very romantic.
And there's Henry Rollins.
Well, no, that's a good choice.
So, Truck, when are you releasing your next demo?
Soon.
Are you planning something for revision?
I'm planning several things. I'm always planning. It's the releasing that I'm not particularly good at, but I am always planning and working on things.
You want some common source code to start with? Just change the full text?
No, no.
They have listened to hours and hours of Fateless, haven't they, while making this demo?
Okay, so the name of the CPU demo was The Show of Speaking Socks.
I had already delivered that information.
Ah, thank you. Okay.
With a link that was linking to Poet, so I told everyone to write very fast on the chat before you came back, so you wouldn't notice that it was from Poet. So see, we got you covered.
Yeah, good. I will now paste a proper link to the thing. There's one to Demoscene. So you can avoid
I remember
it.
3State also did this demo called Money State, I believe, which was
64K.
64K, all black and
Mostly
white.
black and white. Yep.
And using Ashi characters a lot to fill in gaps.
And
that one was pretty cool.
I do not feel very Coca-Cola today.
Yeah, that quote was awesome.
There's also, it's one of Melwin's favorite demos. He showed it in a lot of his demo shows or his 64K things.
Is it Money State or Anti-State?
One of my favorite demos or intros of theirs was about seasons. I don't remember if it was a 16K or I'll just look. 3State. Let's see here. Sonnet. Yes, it was a 64K
Sonnet,
intro.
yeah. That
Sonnet,
one had a pre-calc so long. Well, nowadays it's probably fast, but back then, oh my god, you could wait like 2 minutes just waiting for all the music to be pre-calced. And the textures, I guess, but mostly the samples on the music, I believe.
Anti-Money was the
Anti-Money,
demo.
okay.
Yeah.
So not Money State, not Anti-State, Anti-Money. Now it makes sense.
Yep. Actually, this was their first demo.
What, Melrose Space?
Melrose Space, yeah. According to Demoscene.
They only made intros before.
No, they only made intros after. Or, well, okay, H3O Breather appears to be a demo also. Everything past, okay, Nowhere was a demo. So I'm just going to stop.
I think
them are intros.
I think they were part of Hardbuy or something, and then they started 3State, something like that. I'm not quite sure anymore. My memory sucks. I used to know all these things.
I have that problem too. I used to be able to, and ever since the mini strokes, it's just not. There's buckets, and I can't pull stuff out of them. I know where I put it, but it's not in the bucket anymore. Lol, tunnel. For those of you that are not familiar with the invite that this is making fun of,
Great glass
penis. This is a remake by Stroboholics. Somehow or other, they got a hold of the source code to the invite for revision. And somehow or other, TRSI got greeted a lot for some reason. I have no idea why that would be.
And TriStar as well.
Mercury forgot to greet TRSI, and they had like an entire line of T-shirts at revision. You say, Mercury, did you forget us? Hello, Mercury.
And there was like they had posters that had Freddie Mercury on it with a slash through it, and the TRSI guys and the Mercury guys all were just having a load of fun with it.
No. Boozaholics.
Well, yes, Stroboholics. Yes. The Stroboholics guys.
Stroboholics, the Boozaholics.
Yes. The Mercury guys might have been upset. Yeah.
Yes. They were like very, very, very. Yes.
Now,
they don't even talk with each other anymore.
No, they don't. They don't. They hate each other. It's just, it's horrible. Horrible. In fact, I think the Mercury guys actually encouraged the Red Sector guys to break away.
Yeah, but only the Atari section.
Right. Okay, so Pimp My Bento was a C64, I believe, NTSC demo that was released at Assembly at 2005. Yes.
Why
I believe this is NTSC.
Well,
because the guys that made this were from the guys that made this were from North America, from the U.S., and one of them actually came over to release it.
And they had problems running it on the compo machine?
No, they didn't. But there was a problem because right before they'd been making this demo for several months, and then Assembly announced that they were not going to have a C64 demo that year, or compo that year. So they're like, oh shit, what do we do? Well, this got entered in the old school thing, and it actually won. So this bento is shit. This is not a bad first demo for a C64, especially since, again, I believe it does run on NTSC, which means that you have fewer lines to do your effects in.
First, we'll hit it with the noob sauce. Yeah, I remember seeing this originally, when it came out. It was cute. Still is.
It does have some pacing issues, but, well, for a first demo, you're allowed to have pacing issues.
Yeah. And vector balls.
And okay, that wasn't the cleanest transition there, but hey, it was a transition, that's cool.
Has a crunchy texture.
Yes, all 8 vector balls.
All 8 of them. Give it that special.
All 8 of them following a set pattern, not from a table.
However, they do actually reuse the sprite in the bottom border, so there's some slight complexity there. But yeah, the C64 has 8 sprites, so basically you're looking
I think at the bottom there's like 2 sprites on top of each other.
Yes. I think so too.
I don't have the thing at full screen.
Is it bacon?
No, it's a hot plasma.
Yes.
Ah.
Now, I believe that this is character, but that is that the tentacle is actually sprites.
I'm not eating that. Why? Because it has a tentacle? You lose one sunny face. Letting the world watch our awful first demo. Well, we all have to start somewhere.
Yes, we do.
So might as well do your crappy first demo and get it out of the way.
And that's the important part. Is you don't have to make something that's going to beat Fairlight for the Scene.org awards in your first demo. Just make something that you enjoy and release it. And
Have
yes,
fun.
I am, and yes, having fun. Which, yes, I recognize that I have problems releasing demos also because I fall into the category of, well, it's not good enough, I can't release it. So
I have a little bit of trouble making demos as well nowadays, but mostly it's because I want to do so many things in so many different areas that you end up not having time to just sit down and code a new effect every single day, like you should if you want to be making a demo.
Yep. I end up, I'll try to do it on 4 platforms, and then I don't have time to do any of them. But I'll be like, oh, I want to work on this one today. Oh, I want to work on this one today, and yeah, it just doesn't. It does not turn out well in the end.
Yep. So, FRaNKy, what's your solution to this?
To what?
To the problems of making a demo.
Just release something, you know. If I have like, oh look, I have a cheesy effect, I have a scroller, I have some music, put it in compo. Meh. That's it, you know. It's like, you know, yes, you can perfect something, then keep it for the second demo, or yes, you can improve this effect. You know, okay, release version 1, improve, and then release version 2. Nobody will be mad about that. You know, for that that Commodore thing we've shown, Ilkmasa. I think it was like the 4th time that I've used the exact same sprite font. Nobody cares. I don't.
No one noticed.
Well, okay, there are some people who do care, and they will bitch at you. You just have to ignore them.
You just have to not read Poet, and then you're fine.
Yeah, yeah. That is essentially part of the reason why I don't go to Poet.
No, don't forget that is the official RBBS slogan. It is.
We don't give a shit.
No. It's not like my Poet.
Right. Yeah. I used to write when I still went to when we did 64K worth of scroll text in Thanks for the Stuff. I started out by you remember Stefan of Deus Ex Machina, and he used to bitch about every single demo.
Oh, but that's him.
Yeah,
whatever.
Exactly. That was him. So I just started the scroll text out by saying that this scroll text, Stefan hates it, and.
So should we be talking that this demo got a VR version recently?
We should, but I also the reason why I thought that since FRaNKy and I were putting an awful lot of old school or lower end stuff. Things that we should also include some of the
contemporary PC
things or some things that were actually hardware accelerated, but I didn't want to put in stuff that was here's the traditional winner, since this was actually when Plastic did this, people were like, hey Bonsai, how did you get those effects? How did you do the water sort of thing? So this was a firstie also, but then right after this was done, like a month later, IQ did it in 64K, and people were like, holy shit, what the hell? But yeah, Bonsai recently went back and redid this demo using Unity, and there were some things that he found that Unity just couldn't do, so he replaced them. And so, but yeah, this recently was given a VR treatment. I don't know what it looks like because I cannot do VR. VR makes me sick.
Did you try the new devices as well, or just the old ones?
I tried all of them. I have severe car sickness. I cannot read in a car either. If I look at a book or a computer for more than 10 seconds, I have to throw up.
I have that problem. Well, I don't throw up immediately, but I also get sick very easily in car.
So, yeah, I did try. Res in VR is actually worth fighting through that, but I can only do like the first scene before I have to do something. I did do that on LeBlain's Vive, and it was okay. But I enjoy demos, but I don't enjoy vomiting, so I don't want to combine the two. This is one of the best demos of all time, and this is shown on television here in Finland. That the entire demo compo was shown on Finnish television, and this has so many glitches and shit in it. And when we were watching it, I was just like, oh, the guys that are manning the booth at the TV thing are going, what the hell is the matter with our equipment the whole time. I also just love this soundtrack. I can just put the soundtrack on and listen to it on repeat for like an hour.
Yeah, this got a lot of praise when it came out. It's like a take on X-Mix, but made on Epoch way, but yes. it turned out pretty good.
And if you take this and you put it, and you compare this to the X-Mix that MFX and Keulers did, you can see where both of them are very X-Mix inspired, but both of them are done in a very different way.
Yeah, they're not the same. They have same inspiration, but they have different paths. Also, the music is very similar, of course, but that's where the original X-Mix comes from. It was like these videos that were on tape, and the tapes were always having these computer effects, which was just like a couple scenes, 3D scenes, logos rotating, stuff like that, and that's where the whole thing for X-Mix came from. Was this kind of music, house techno kind of thing, with visual effects that were generated with computer and that repeated the same effect a lot because, you know, it was hard to make computer graphics at the time, so they reused the same effect a lot. I mean, that's the basis of techno, repetition, so it also fits aesthetically.
I'm going to listen to the music and watch the demo.
Not sure if intentional or YouTube encoding fucking up.
Some of it is YouTube encoding not being able to handle it yet. This is the non-60 hertz version. The 60 hertz version, basically the second half of it, the encoder on YouTube just goes, I'm not going to get it.
With all these demos and particles, when you're preparing the demo compo or any other compo, you can kind of predict where the video encoder is gonna say "fuck this."
Fuck this shit.
Yeah, but when you go into like suddenly like the cube, suddenly goes cube, and then like major particles, you know, screen will crash there.
If you have a Windows machine, you should absolutely watch this on a Windows machine. If you do not have a Windows machine, you should get a lossless version of this.
Actually, I still think PS should get a Windows XP machine so he can show my best demo ever.
Yeah, I'm on that. Not today, but I promise you.
Yes, because soon. I want the capture of that, because I can no longer run it myself.
Actually, we do have, I'm not sure if our mid-school PC would actually run it or not. We can find out.
I wanted to plug something real quick here on the subject of when the encoders fuck up on YouTube and you want to play it live. FRaNKy recently released this thing called Conduit, and I'm gonna post a link here, which is something you install. Hold on, I fucked up again with the quit. Okay. Which is something you install as a browser extension, and it automatically puts you a link on Demoscene and Poet, where you can just click to run the executable. So what it does is a small application that downloads the zip file, puts it on a folder sorted by group name and demo name, and executes automatically. So it's very convenient if you want to just watch demos quickly without having the hassle of download, where do I put this, blah blah blah.
I want to steal this because this is nice to have.
He's also got it so that it'll actually run some C64 and Amiga stuff under emulation.
You can configure emulators for it. There's still a lot of work to be done.
I'm not sure how he's handling that with settings and things that are actually need a bit more tweaking.
Yeah, there's still work to do to have like other emulators working, DOSBox, Steam, and stuff like that. But I mean, it's a start, and it's open source.
And he's also it is open source, so he will accept patches for other things. At some point, I plan on taking a look at it and seeing what I can do along with the Demo ILTA project that I have to have it run automatically or have it pull this stuff down and also work on Linux and possibly OS X. But OS X is going to basically require that I have DDT test it, and that may introduce some additional challenges, so I'm probably not going to do OS X right away. And I'm not sure when I will get to that. I have a list of projects that's like 25 long right now that are things that I have to do first. So
to-do lists.
But But
Am I
demo,
right?
yeah, that's the thing. I can't. People have said, "Hey, just make lists and so forth." I have the problem where I make lists and then I have lists of lists, and it's lists do not help me get things done.
When do you actually sit down and do the items on the list? That's the problem.
Yes. Yeah. And I needed to include something from s03e because later this month there will be a demo party in Bratislava, and I wish I could go, and I might. Well, I'm just not going to go this year because the situation at work is that my job may be swapping to another company right at the same time, so it would kind of be, hey, your orientation, oh, you're not here for that because you're in Bratislava. But yeah, Zidane...
It's during the weekend, so supposedly you shouldn't be working during the weekend.
Well, no, but I'm not sure what's going to happen on the Friday or the Monday. It's very much up in the air, so that's why I haven't done anything. But I know that various people are going to be going from Finland, and some people are going up from Austria and Hungary.
Well, I can highly recommend it. I was there last year. It was a very good party. This year I'm not going, unfortunately, but I can recommend everyone attending. The venue is very cool, and the organizers are very friendly, so highly recommend it.
Do you still get mails every month from the mailing list there?
Yes, I do.
I find it fascinating because, of course, it is related to English, but it doesn't look like English at all, and it doesn't look like Portuguese, and it of course does not look like Finnish, because Finnish is not related.
It looks like Slovakian.
Yes, it's kind of like, this might be related to Polish, but it doesn't look like Polish either.
Basically, their mailman is configured for Slovakian, and you get a reminder every month of your password, like you do for any other mailman installation. I think you can configure to not get that, the reminder of the password, but, well...
It's more fun to get it.
Yeah, it's more fun
It also is a good reminder that I need to go to Demobit. So, yes. And Hoamaru is saying that there's going to be a strong Dutch representation at Demobit this year. So
I heard Mali is going, at least. I don't know who else. I guess Hoamaru is going as well.
Yes, I guess so. I guess Ronnie just joined. I'm hoping that he got to see the X-Mix thing before he joined. Even though we talked over it a bit too much.
Yeah, Mali is one of the organizers from what I hear. This year at least.
That doesn't surprise me.
He's been helping out then with doing stuff for demos, so I guess he got assimilated into the demo party organization as well.
Well, we showed the demo from Epoch. I can't remember what it was.
I will hold you to that. You have to be friendly. Also, Kiss is back.
I have to be friendly.
MBB is saying their organizers are always friendly, motherfucker.
Ah, oh, okay. Yes.
Have you been drinking that wine again?
This is, of all the demos that Curly has done, this is my favorite of all of them.
I like the party version better than the final version, actually.
Yeah, I also do. I don't know which one this is. I
think this is the final version.
But I remember when this was shown at Stream, and there is so much right about this demo. And the fact that it's very limited in color. I think it does go into blue a little bit, but then maybe that's just my eyeballs.
No, it does go into blue. It's not just your eyeballs.
I'm not sure the party version is actually encoded online, and I don't know that. P.S. When you're streaming this, are you using what's the
OBS? Yes.
OBS. Are you using OBS? Yeah. So legitimately, you could run the demos.
The problem with not running the demos locally is that you guys wouldn't be able to see it on sync. That's why I use video.
I'm okay with that. I mean, I could always, watch the stream.
Then you would have lag, and you would be talking like 20 seconds later.
20-second delay.
I've dealt with lag with both the StreamSat or SceneSat thing. Although that gets annoying if it's like 1 or 2 seconds off. That's really bad. I just have to take the headphones off. And I've also dealt with it with Demoscene TV, sitting right next to us streaming the party. That was one year at Evoke. They were streaming it out and then pulling it back to make sure that the stream was okay. It was like, guys, you watch it locally. But yeah, this fantastic demo. I should stop talking so that you can watch it.
Reminds me that I need to send a track to So Nice later today after I'm done with Livestream.
Is there a cunning plan?
Yeah, he was showing some effects on Twitter, saying, okay, this is a bug, it looks awesome, don't know what to do with it, and I'm like, yeah, I can give you a track and do a demo out of it.
Yes, it's nice bug. Can you make it last 2 minutes 35?
The point with minimal artifact demos is that they should be at least 8 minutes. One effect, 8 minutes, that's the ethos of minimal artifact. That's why most people find it boring, but the idea is to make it interesting, captivating, while still being very long. I know some people say that it failed that achievement, but other people like it, and that's the point of minimal artifact demos. But it doesn't need to be a minimal artifact demo. I don't know, I'll see what music I have lying around.
Looking forward to it in the compo edition.
Well, I need something for revision, that's for sure. I was doing something. I was doing something with Cremax and Lila, but apparently they're still testing stuff. I don't know if that's gonna get finished. And I was doing something with the guys from Coprocessor, Zero Shift and Jae, but they're stalling. They're not working on the demo. And they haven't bought tickets to revision yet. So I'm like, if you're not buying tickets, you're probably not doing a demo for it, are you?
Well, I don't think the pre-sale is open, but yes, you can get your plane tickets in.
Yeah, I already got my plane tickets, and I need to figure out hotel stuff. But yeah. Okay, we're down to the last demo for today, which is 1995.
Actually, we're not at the part where DDT, when we were working on this server that's sitting next to me, he said that I needed to throw this into the playlist. He was saying that this is by far LB's best track. I think LB has a lot.
I like One Intense Remix better, the one that plays at the end.
Oh, I don't like those remixes as much as the two that that were not in the demo. He has 2 additional remixes that he did, which are just astounding.
Yep.
They're both on SceneSat if you haven't heard them. I think you can download them both.
You can download them from his site somewhere, because I have them.
So yes, wasn't he doing a DVD or a CD? It's a DVD, I think, project with
yes,
demos.
he is still working on that. It's going to be a while. Because he's working on
has a lot of stuff.
Yes, he has a lot of things.
Alright, sing along, everybody.
Came back again for the very last time, the beginning of the end of their common lifeline. to convey to the people on the scene, looking for some good spots where they all could convene. Vision of all things could be if all those able minds would be set free on the remedy to overcome formality with creativity. Bring back the only demo art. This was awesome.
On a vacation in Vegas 10 years ago, easy. And we found a coffee shop half an hour drive outside, local casino inside, local people only, at 3 a.m. in the morning because it had free power and internet, so we could at home. And we ran this, and suddenly we had like 10 guys sipping coffee standing behind us, asking us what the fuck this was.
I had a similar story in the train ride. Like, we were playing this on a train ride, and people were like, what the hell are you guys playing? Like, you're making a lot of noise, but then they were interested on what the hell we were watching.
Yeah.
Because when you play this, you have to sing along.
Yes.
Cocoon and Mad Current. And Spinning Kids. 3DS.
Oh, that's exactly there, so I'm good.
And Ray Traced Twister. Zero polys and shaders. Beyond the demo art.
The bass arpeggio is like so Italo disco, it's lovely.
Matoikos, how do you not know Spinning Kids?
Yes, Spinning Kids, it's one of the most famous groups from Italy. Well, they were only active in the 90s. I guess their last demo was like...
They were still active in the 2000s.
Yeah, they did stuff for Wensley, like in 2003, so...
Which is why Wensley should return.
Yes, exactly.
Because it's like close to people in Italy.
And like one of the guys from Spinning Kids was Dixon. And Dixon was also a member of MFX because he was studying in Finland for a few years and he became a member of MFX. So they have this close connection between MFX and Spinning Kids. Now this remix, this is the best part. Soundtrack. More disco version.
I think we now know where 7 found his credits inspiration. Or it's my first one.
Well, this was traditional for
I know, for fuck's sake.
We do need to bring that up, though. Some people wouldn't.
It became discontinued because it would be like 5 extra minutes just showing the credits that would be showing the whole fucking demo again. That's why people stopped doing it.
But this
but with a remix soundtrack,
awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course,
that's why it works so well on this one.
With the beat, you cannot go wrong.
Song people dancing, exactly. Flashing labor.
It's a good flashing. It isn't completely bright white. That used to bother my eyes quite a bit. I was
Don't be
there were some demos that I just couldn't watch a second time because of how much strobing there was, and I couldn't actually see the effects.
So that was the last demo he had lined up for today. Oh my god, what are we going to do now? Are we gonna watch something else, or are we gonna call it today?
Copper, Megalo demos.
What was that? I didn't understand.
Yeah, we should watch the Megalo demos from Wild Copper. Yes.
I'm afraid to find out.
Megalo demos. I can't believe you don't know these.
Dude, come on!
I need a YouTube link.
I'm getting you one. I can give you the Puet link actually.
If it comes with a YouTube link, that is.
There is a YouTube link with it. Yes. Let me see. Copy, and I shall, if I can find. Well, my beer can is hiding my Twitter thing. Type a message here.
If anyone in the chat has any questions for our guest today, this is the perfect opportunity.
Now would be the time, yes.
Yes, to do so. Okay, I have the link. I shall make it play. There we go. Wild Copper from Wild Copper.
Yes.
From 1988, okay.
Yes. This is the first thing I ran on my Amiga 500 when I got it.
Graphics by Zekiko.
Zekiko.
Ouais, mon gras. Pat says hi, Fred.
Zeb and Hervé and Zekiko.
The Wild Copper.
Yes, Wild Copper.
M-Tronic is asking, when is the weekly Arrogant Bastards Twitch stream starting?
We've talked about doing, not weekly, but we've talked about doing a Twitch stream. It will happen eventually, but
yes.
we...
First truck needs a camera.
And also we need to get Kluby fixed up a little bit more, because right now it's just kind of it's kind of messy, and I need to make sure that I have that I can do it here. I cannot do it from the house because after 10 p.m. I need to be quiet.
Neighbors complain.
And well, no, actually it's by law. So that's
loading part.
That is a problem.
Yeah, well, the thing is, now it goes to Workbench and has a Workbench scroller, which runs on top of Workbench.
Oh yes.
Also, watch this. Watch the pointer.
It became upside down.
Yep, and it'll spin.
Yeah, but this is the fake Workbench, not
no, this is real Workbench.
This is a
actual real Workbench. You can put another disk, run programs, it'll keep running.
Okay, that is cool.
And then you have two tracks from start. I think the other one is Big in Japan. There you go.
Big in Japan.
It's like in it's, and then the this one is like a spinning scroller.
I loved the spinning scroller. This also ran in NTSC.
Yeah.
I had it on my. I did not have this disc, but I had this demo because, of course, these were executables.
Yes, this was also separately spread.
And this ran on NTSC. And notice the bottom portion where you don't have the circle. Yeah. That portion didn't show on NTSC. So basically, you can see 100% of this demo.
Yeah. No. Well, I don't know, but with the other part, you would miss the scroller.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't realize that one had a scroller. Not until I actually ran it on a PAL machine. And that was actually that happened with a lot of my demos. It was like, hey, this has a scroller, and I'd go back and I'd watch all of them just to see if all my demos had scrollers. I always wondered how to calculate this. Because coming from the C64, where I was, of course, not rotating all of the
you're like, what? Because then, on Amiga, it's like, rotate bit plane, blah, done, Yep.
Okay, but Toikos is asking, why did you pick this demo in particular?
Because it rules.
Yes, it's because it's rule, and then the RV demo. See, now it's spinning the pointer.
And Evil is asking, why is Amiga the best computer ever made? I think you can see it right here.
Yes, like answer. Boom. There you go. But then this and I watched the RV demo for hours. I read the scroll text, and if you watch till the end, they give you control of all line vectors. With the keypad, you can control them. And I don't know. So if you see here, the scroll is stable. If you run it on Kickstart 1.3, it jitters.
This is a Kickstart 1.2 demo, which I did. I had Kickstart 1.2 for my Amiga 1000. And, of course,
Matoikus needs you to be more specific. Why does this demo rule?
Because it's the complete package. You have the intro with the mirror and the zoom balls. You have the rotating scroller. You have all these line vectors, and this one it has the magic sample. This is the Amiga speaking. Wild Copper, I love you.
I don't understand the question.
It doesn't matter, because these demo rules.
Yes.
It'll come.
I like the shadows on this one. They're clever.
And this was what, 88.
87,
yeah,
88.
So this was, and as I recall, these guys actually worked in a
computer
shop.
store. Yeah, they had a shop.
And so they put this together and
wild
there to run on
to sell Amigas, yeah.
There's
and if you can just read the entire scroll list, I did this many times.
Also, it's a French demo and they're writing in English. Hey, that's quite impressive.
Yeah, but
we didn't realize that they were French.
Yeah, but they were like from northern France, but technically they were Belgian.
You'll claim them then.
Okay, guys, I think that's it for this show. Thank you guys so much for being here. Both.
Reset part.
It's ending now.
Because this would look into your reset factors, and every time you would reset your Amiga, even after watching the demo, it would jump back to this.
Laurent tête de mode blah blah blah.
So it's like you have an ugly face. Are you like
perfect ending.
kicking us out? No, this is our show. Don't forget this. You're gonna keep this open and play what we tell you to play.
Hacked has been skipped. It's just wild copper looping. Okay, so thank you guys for joining the show. It was great having you both, FRaNKy and Truck. I don't know if you guys want to do semi-periodic arrogant bastards. You're welcome to hijack Mystery Demoscene Theater whenever you want. I apologize. Mystery arrogant bastards Demoscene Truck Show 9000.
We might do that.
Up for you. If you're interested, just let me know whenever. You know, I mean, you can. I think this was fairly fun. And I don't know what to do with the rest of the season. I don't know if I should try to keep the interview format, if I should try to have like a theme. I really don't know. I'm going show by show at this point. So I know the next one will be in about 2 weeks or something like that. If anyone has any suggestions for guests they would like to see on the show, please let me know. Just send me an email with their contacts.
How do I add a thing?
Just search for it and then click play.
Or
give me the link on Skype and I'll play it for you.
I'll paste it here. I think I'll paste it here.
Meanwhile, I will thank all the viewers for watching. Thank you guys for putting up with us for 2 hours. Also, thanks to the Patreon supporters that have been supporting me through these last few months of doing the Mystery Demoscene Theater. There is the name of them down there: Garfield, Puncture, Geoff, or Jeff, Paul Jean Poptite, Jakub Pamuskiel, Topo, Fulcrum, and Pixel Nerve. So thank you guys for your support. If you guys want to know how to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/psenough, and there are some infos there on how to support. It's just beer money, but you know, everything helps to carry on.
Everything counts in large amounts.
Exactly.
Exactly.
FRaNKy knows his Depeche Mode.
Of course, because grab it as grab.
Truck, I have no link from you.
I pasted it.
Where?
Where? I don't see it either.
In the thing, in the special thing.
Oh, you pasted it in the thing. Okay.
Yes.
I see.
Oh
okay.
yes, not yes. Oh dear. Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Yes, sir.
Let's play Extensor's Hypnotic Hammer 2.
Lauta.
To end the show. Do you guys want to say anything in particular before we end, or are we just gonna end with this?
No. Come to Revision, visit local demo parties, make demos, and don't care what others say or think about it.
That sounds legitimate. What about you, Truck? Any last wise words?
Well, the flu sucks. Don't get it.
That's pretty much it.
No, I'll leave it at that. Also, this particular demo, this is another one of the things. Even though it's not a fantastic demo, this is one that when we got it in the States, the people that watched it with me the first time looked at it and were like, "Oh, we need to make something like this. Yes, let's make a demo."
It has a lot of text and no sound.
Yeah. This start. It's just like epic pre-calculation.
Enjoy your mind trip.
And this is a trip.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Hypnotic. Because it's in the sea.
Module, not knowing this is from a demo.
Yes. You have this module. There's also there's a demo from an Italian group.
I haven't heard this in 20 years. Awesome.
Porocion saying that he was expecting Jesus Christ motocross.
Yeah, well, we'll just have this.
Well, now that you mention it,
you know, I don't know why we would have skipped that one.
I didn't know this one. This looks pretty cool.
Put this louder here. This might horribly feedback. I don't know.
It sounds so much like a Amiga mod, like 4 channels you can hear hear them all.
This is so 242. I love it.
Yeah, it's just
it's very front 242. That's true.
242 did absolutely not use Amiga Core.
I see. I can now add it to the playlist. Yes. Okay, that works. Now it's in the playlist. Yeah. I never found a Hypnotic Hammer 1, and my understanding from DeLazy is that there wasn't. That these guys basically only made this demo and a couple other things before it, and then they just sort of disappeared.
Maybe it was like made but not released.
Could be. There probably needs to be a Hypnotic Hammer 3. And it should probably be released in Berlin at deadline.
Like a Variform 3, but for Amiga.
Yes, but no. There actually is an evil bot sample that says Speedtune 5 for an old name. For the record. You learn to get the joke. Boom.
That wasn't me.
No, it was me. No.
It's a shame that you can't see Truck on camera, otherwise he would be headbanging now.
Yes, I would be very happy. And the robots smacking each other. That's stuff out! The humor in this demo is so good.
A mini piano. Tractortron!
Now, that's a demo name. Go!
So Truck, when you did this with bass, did you actually memorize all the lyrics, or did you just grumble?
Bass did not do this, Ultrasound did.
Okay, when you did it with Ultrasound, did you memorize all the lyrics, or did you just grumble?
No, because it actually doesn't have lyrics. we got a hold of the guys, Esau and Zigphone, and they basically said, well,
we just mumbled.
We just kind of made some stuff up. It's sort of Swedish, but not really. So there aren't really any lyrics. So Genio wrote lyrics for it, and they included. Let's see. There was something about
going.
I know there's a line in there about underwear. But I should find it. Yeah.
Just make it sound awesome.
I have pasted one more to honor Truck.
Oh yeah, we should also play this one because
the last one, I swear.
Yeah.
The famous last word.
Because some people don't actually know this one. And I'll. Did you add it to the playlist?
Yes, I know. It's in the thing chat.
I see it.
Yeah, there's a thing. I'll do this, and then that does it. And then it shows up down here. And
I'm playing it. It's playing.
Yes.
Mass orgasms since 1993. That's what monsters do to you in Finland. Here comes the police. So this is a demo about police. What is the police doing in this case, Truck?
They're driving around in a blue car, and they're beating up hippies.
Those nasty hippies.
Sinisellä autolla is blue car. Pampula is the police stick thing. Poliisi hipeä Pampula luo, which is the police beat up the hippies. Oh, the police drive around in a blue car. I should know what that line is.
So it's a demo in honor of the police force in Finland.
This is actually a song by Epu Normali, which...
yeah, and greetings being graffitis on walls is not common at all. Right,
no, but notice that these are also different.
No, monsieur, I insist. Pull my finger.
Showed this to one of my friends in the States, and he was like, "Oh, are you singing in German?"
No.
No.
Because for the record, that's Truck singing.
Yes. Well, I think everybody will see that in a second here.
Oh, yes.
Poliisi ajaa sinisellä autolla, sinisellä autolla poliisi. Fuck.
So it's before auto-tune, right?
We didn't auto-tune. There were I think 110 takes.
110.
Yeah, because we were going through each line by line, and I have trouble pronouncing the vowels in Finnish most of the time. So yeah, it was yeah. But I'm wearing the shirt from Stream 9 where that was released. So there you go.
I have mine somewhere in the other room. I think it's in the laundry. I wore it 2 days ago.
I have mine defaced. You can only see the top of these little tree thingies. The rest is completely black. So, which is great. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys in the chat that hanged around until the very end.
Hung around.
Yes.
Don't hang by your neck. Hung by your feet, I guess. I don't know. Well, see you guys next time.
Hung is past tense.
Yeah.
Hang is...
what the Americans said.
No, you don't.
Okay, bye everyone. Take care.
Yo.
Later.